Try it again.
Sir, side please. Emergency official business. Ma'am, side please. Side please. Thank you. Official business, sir. Ma'am, emergency. Please step aside, sir.
Hey, get lost. I'm waiting here, huh?
FBI, you might want to stay out of this, all right, sir? Excuse me, sir. Ma'am, please, back off. All right, I need 8 double tall.
It just gets me in the mood.
Yeah.
We're in the cantina. We're serving up coffee. I'm serving up all kinds of drinks. You see Boston collectors over there swigging something down here from the cantina. Come on. And look, what a darn week it's been for Star Wars. What a week it's been for Star Wars Hot Toys. And you have to wonder what kind of week it's going to be. And, you know, not only for on Disney Plus, but perhaps before Tuesday. And we're going to get into that a little bit in this show in a little bit later. But in case you don't know who I am the Dark Jedi, Aries Tarrington, and I'll be serving up all the Star Wars Hot Toys talk. And what else do they call me?
They call him the Wizard.
And I say no. As you can see, the Wizard can take the appearance of anyone. So take me out of the equation, baby. But listen, oh man, I welcome everybody who's in the chat, and it's my pleasure to have on Boston Collectors. Look, bro, I've been watching your stuff for a really long time. I've been a subscriber for a long time. You've been a subscriber here. And look, you finally made it, baby. Welcome. What's going on?
Yes, sir. Hey, man, it's good to be here. I've been a subscriber of yours for a while too, for a long time, and I just caught your Chewbacca unboxing. So I'm a sub too, a sub. But hey, it's a pleasure to be here amongst these fine gentlemen.
Well, thank you so much. It's such a pleasure to have you in here. And look, before we introduce everybody else. It was just weird. I've seen some of the pictures from that Chewbacca, and it looked horrid. It looked like something horrible out of Sesame Street. Yeah. And then I open up mine, and it's like a couple of alternate videos I saw, and it almost appears to me that they had like a bad batch or they had a good batch. I don't freaking know. Mine looked good. It's crazy. I don't know. But listen, we also have it here, Lael. 1/6 scale, man. What a couple of weeks we've had. I think we're gonna have a pretty epic week next week, brother.
I really hope, man. I mean, they've been teasing a couple of different things. It's kind of hard to say what's going to drop, if anything is going to drop. I mean, I believe, Monday's the 31st. I think that's probably like the last official day before the Chinese New Year starts.
It's the midnight hour,
yeah. So I don't know, man. If they don't, I think Monday's the day, is the D-Day that they have right now to drop anything. I know everybody's been talking about Ahsoka, so we again, it's right now with Hot Toys is up in the air. Like you never really know. Things that are expected don't drop. The unexpected happens. We got that last week. So yeah. I mean, I just think it's we just gotta wait and see. Like, I just don't at all want to get my hopes up for anything. Like, literally, I just want to wait and see what's gonna happen. It's
kind of like,
it's crazy.
I feel the same way. It's like okay, wow, I'm almost like opening up my eyes like Yoda did in Empire Strikes Back when Luke was having success in the beginning. And then I'm like, oh goodness, we got Koska, we got Axe, and I'm almost like, what's gonna happen? So great point. Welcome in here, Leo. Good to have you in here again. Jay, what's going on? Brother Cousins in the house?
Hey, what's up with you? Thank you for having me once again, man. Just to echo what Leo was saying, I'm kind of in the same boat. It's like I don't want to get my hopes up, but in the same breath, I just feel that we're going to get something like Monday morning, late Sunday night, Monday morning, 1 a.m., 2 a.m., something like that. I think they've kind of setting us up for something. I don't know. It could be multiple releases. I mean, don't quote me on that, or they can lead us to nothing, which if I think they lead us to nothing, I think we're all going to be like, oh man, damn, we got to wait all this time, but who knows what they're doing. But I'm thinking honestly, and I don't want to get everybody's hopes up, but I'm thinking we can possibly get a Django and an Ahsoka release, or either Ahsoka and Maul at the same time. Leave us on a high note. That would be great, right?
Facts.
I think we all on the panel would agree to that.
Facts.
But, is that going to happen? Who knows?
Ahsoka. Please,
Man,
God, Ahsoka.
Slide in Anakin too. I'll be all right.
Yeah,
That's true.
Yeah.
Slide
yeah. I mean, slide in Django. We're going to get into some of that in a little bit. Listen, Kiko, how are you feeling? And Lael, how are you feeling? Because I think that I already knew how Brother Cousins, he told me how he was feeling after the Hot Toys Wizard took on, his likeness. You guys recovering? Did you actually feel even better? Did you feel nothing?
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, I have to say, from my point of view, I was disappointed because the Hot Toys Wizard missed a lot of the nuances about who I am. And that Hot Toys Wizard did not look as attractive as I actually am. And I was like, they missed some of the nuance. Maybe it was something in the dimples or the hair wasn't done just right, or the voice seemed off to me. So
Could be slacking.
all I know is that that was definitely an imposter. And so the Hot Toys Wizard is on the run.
He's been kind of like, the residual effects have been messed up because Hot Toys have been like appearing around me and then vanishing and all kind of crazy shit. So I'm like, well, come on, man.
I don't know.
What's going on with this, man?
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's like I got powers, but then I don't.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I did wake up outside one day, but I just don't. It could have been something totally different, but yeah, I don't know what you're talking about.
That's aliens, probably.
Listen, you guys are all epic, and Lael, you had some real juicy news, and we did have it. I played yours, and we actually got juicy news the very next day.
Play what?
Guys, is it possible that Lael doesn't know? I mean,
I have no idea what you're talking about. What happened?
Who wants to see this again for Lael? Will somebody please tell me in the chat?
I don't know what news dropped. Who dropped what? Who took over whose likeness?
A two,
like what happened?
1, 2, 3.
This is an interruption, a major interruption from the Hot Toy Wizard here at 6 Scale Cantina, coming to you live now from the 16 Scale Man YouTube page. As you can see, I clearly taken over the likeness of Lael Rockwell, here to bring you some juicy news. Is it possible that Hot Toys is going to release some juicy news from Star Wars in the next couple of weeks? I say yes. Lael Rockwell, or as I should say, the Hot Toy Wizard, taking over the likeness of Lael Rockwell. 6 Scale Cantina, 16 Scale Man YouTube channel, coming to you live with some juicy news. Let's go.
Baby, listen, and you guys were right on, because we got Koska and we got Axe, and that gets me fired up, Lael, because tonight, tomorrow night, come on.
Who's the wizard? Who's going to give us that news? I mean, literally, we need somebody. Is it Will? Is it Foxification? Is it his
It could
turn?
be. I don't know.
I have to wonder. Is something going to happen later in the show? Are we going to get another interruption? We'll have to see. Maybe if we don't, that maybe it's we'll just have to wait until March and what's going on. But listen, Will, what's going on, my friend?
Not much, Aries. Since you guys are in PA, the snow that we got hit with, I'm assuming you guys got it too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because my other cousins knows.
Going.
Because it's it's in Maryland, it's a thing. So it wasn't quite as bad as we thought it was going to be, though.
Right, it wasn't.
Yeah, I don't know how much we got in terms of inches, but I think
it was about an inch, right? But maybe 1 inch,
maybe a little bit more. But it was expected to be like a lot. I heard like a couple feet at one point. So I mean, it was supposed to be a lot, and we didn't really get that much. But still kind of half snowed in. But and Aries, I know you would love this, and Lael's got to get his with that Darth Revan statue. I mean, I just got that in, so that's I think I've enabled Kiko a little bit, so I'm very proud.
Quite
of that.
the flex, Will. Quite the flex.
I've enabled Kiko. I messaged him about a few times. I keep sending videos. I just have to continually wear him down.
Don't worry, I'm seeing your stories as well. I know what's happening.
Yep. He's staying in touch, so But yeah, Aries, thanks for having me as always, man. I'm excited to be here. So, and I'm hoping you guys get the news you want tonight, or not tonight, but tomorrow night, probably with Ahsoka and and Django and whoever else you guys want. Maybe it'll happen before the new year, but we'll see.
I really just want, Will, and it's so glad to have you in here. I really just want Ahsoka at this point, but you know, with Hot Toys, you never know. I do have some thoughts on what could be possible, what they could be trying to link in to Disney Plus before the Chinese New Year. But look, before we get into all of this coffee spilling stuff, let's just go ahead and take some time to say hi to some of you on the chat. So we got Maxima Rex in here. What is going on? Rebel Scum. Xander says, and I say yes. Fat Batman is in the house. I just love that name. The Collector with the popcorn. Maybe we should serve up popcorn in here, guys. What do you think? The Collector number 1. Punisher is in here. I have no idea who this guy is. It could be the Hot Toys Wizard impostering. Goodness gracious. Paul's in here. Welcome in here, Paul. Knight of Ren 789 in the Cantina. Welcome in here. JC in the house. Got a spot of tea and awaiting the program. Come on, baby. Come on. About Future is in here. Hello, back to you. And Mr. P. Rockzilla in the house. Yes. Good to have him in here for sure. Luis Lebitz in the house. What's up to you too, my friend? Good to have you in here. J. Rex in the house as well. Doc in the house. And we say hi here to Mitzplick in the house. Alien Queen. I love the dancing girls in the intro. You like that, baby? I tried to get it, synced in with the music. I think I did all right.
Did great.
Awesome. Thanks, Will.
Of course.
Try to make it real. Try to make it come alive.
It did, man. It felt very alive.
And Prime Time wants to know, get that coffee brewing. It's brewing, baby. And we do have the off-world Jawa egg juice. No worries at all. You got plenty of spotchka. Come on. A 6 scale 501st in the house as well. Welcome in here. We'll see. Nice to have you in here. Raylo, Aries, some coffee and a Mandalorian mudslide. Wow. On table 99. Let's go. Well, okay. Well, while we go ahead and serve you up, we'll serve this little guy up as well on table 5. Always in here is little Grogu. Dorikus is in the house. Welcome, Dorikus. Xavier, I'm going to miss a ton of you in here, but just keep texting, and I'll do the best I can running these controls. Combat Evolve is in the house. Big Dog Pound, Eric. Everybody, welcome to 6 Scale Cantina at the Market Show Live. We already have 115 in here. Come on. KJ Smith is in here. John McNully is in here. I think we got quite a lot. Andreas AB is in here. Look, we got a lot to get into. And I know that we've all talked about this. I'm going to start off with you, Boston Collectors.
All right.
Because this is the first time that you're in the Cantina. And I know that we've all talked about it this week, but I'm going to pull up the first topic that I want to go over today, and basically just calling it, Koska and Axe Hot Toys Week wrap up. I know we've all seen this and talked about it, but it was an important week. It was a pretty big week, and I'm going to go ahead and just real quickly, bring this up onto the screen. Your thoughts when you first saw this week, Boston Collectors, and obviously you've had some days now to process this through. Impressive to you? Surprised? Go.
Wow, both and beyond. I think the first thing that I looked at, because I find that I think that a lot of figures that that are representative of women, especially Black women, that's huge. But the first thing that I looked at was the braids and the hair, and that's just flawless. It looks beautiful. And I always sort of put Shiri's figure in comparison to what's coming out next, and whew. And it's lighting now. Now, the more that I go over the figure and look at the photos, there's one particular photo where it looks just like the actress, and it's all lighting. But man, yes, I PO'd it the same day, the same hour that it came out. Beautiful figure.
Yeah, I know a lot of people, pre-ordered this already. Lael, I was very, very happy to have this. Your thoughts on it, and is it a clue for what may be coming up in the book of Boba as well? So I'm throwing two questions at you, but go, my friend.
It was crazy because I think it was the day before this was released, the night before this released, I was on Justin's show, and we had the conversation about it. I think it was, I'm trying to see who it was. I don't know if it was SpongeBob. I don't know if it was someone had mentioned that Sideshow had switched both Koska and Wolves into they went from coming soon. I guess they were no longer available in that slot. You know what I mean? That switched it, and they had said that, well, is that an indication? It might be an indication that they're going to release those figures, or we'll see a release or a review. I mean a reveal. And I remember Justin saying, nah, that's not going to happen. And inside, I was like, yeah, that's what's up. I'm glad you said that, because it's usually an indication that the reverse effect is going to happen. And sure enough, the next day, we got the reveal. As a matter of fact, I think it was that night that we actually got that reveal, because it was Tuesday night. It was right before the Book of Boba had actually debuted, that episode. And I was like, what? I checked on, I looked at it. I got a message by my boy Brendan. He had, let me know. I tried to message Will, but I mean, he was too busy. I don't know. I think he was
sleeping. It was like 1 a.m.
Yeah, he was too busy. You know what I mean? Next time I'm just gonna message, Boston Collectors and be like, yo, check this out, brother.
Hey man, I'm up.
You up, right? That's what I'm saying. I mean, I can't message Kiko because, like, I mean, he's too laid back today. No, but nah. Listen, I mean, for what I think is to come, I think you're spot on. I think that they're showing this for a particular reason. Do they have enough time to basically show both Koska, Bo-Katan? I mean, Wolves, I don't know, because they ain't showing much love on that last episode of Mandalorian. You know what I mean? He was nowhere to be found. And I mean, I think they basically did that for a particular reason. But this Koska is spot on. One of the best head sculpts I've seen so far in a while. Like, literally, they got it all the way down. And you know it's hitting when, herself, she basically reposted it. Who it was a couple of people that actually Rosaria Dawson reposted it. Everybody did. Like, it's an amazing piece. I mean, the detail, the likeness. I was so happy that the only thing is, and again, and we always talk about this, is the simple fact that I have to temper my excitement for the simple fact that we get the prototypes. We always get those prototypes, and then they're augmented upon the release. And that's what I'm afraid of. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, yo, this is perfect. Don't touch it. Like, leave it alone. Like, please, just leave this alone. Don't touch it, because one blemish and you can get it wrong. Leave it alone. But we know This is Hot Toys we're talking about. So it's always perfect when we see it, but when it comes down to the production photos, it's something totally different. I'm just hoping that they get it right and keep it, but I'm extremely happy. On the reverse, I'm hoping that, for Wolves, we at least get a head sculpt or they explain why. I don't really care if they don't, it doesn't really matter, but they could have showed him some type of love. Anyway, and I'm echoing everything that, Boss has said, like, man, listen, to finally basically have, representation the way we know we should, and to see that they have actually got it right. I'm happy. And number one, we're getting more Star Wars. The more Star Wars, the merrier. And as long as you do it right, I'm happy. Could we see them both in the Book of Boba? Possibly, but I think that, in my opinion, I don't want to see them. I would rather see him in season 3 of Mando, because they only have 2 episodes to flesh out Boba's story and give him some type of a redemption. Because right now, with this episode that we saw, it was great, but it's like, it kind of shoot him and pushed him in the back. So hopefully, we get something there. But I'm just happy that we got it in general. Now, just give us more and give us what we want. Just give us something. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's it, man. I'm just excited. It was super crazy. It was exciting. We had a lot to talk about this week. We jumped on each other's shows and stuff like that.
Oh, heck yeah.
I'm still trying to. I don't know. I mean, I kind of spent my budget on optical last month. I'm trying to open up more of a budget to get Kiko on so we can have this conversation, because I know his budget, it's going to cost a lot to get him on. But yeah, so yeah, no, I'm excited about it, man. Definitely excited about it.
Yeah, that's all right. Great thoughts there, Lael. With 132 in here, welcome to the Mark Show live here on 6 Scale Cantina, and keep welcome to everybody watching. I'll keep trying to keep putting your chats in during the conversations. I love to flash them up. But welcome in here for sure. And a big shout out here to Anthony from 6 Scale Mafia with the $2 drop. He says, smash the like, or the wizard might come after you. But listen, I'm on a little bit of a mission tonight. First of all, I want to let you guys know that when my show ends, that 6 Scale Mafia is going to be having a live show on his channel. So you want to be able to tune into that tonight for sure. But listen, last time I looked was earlier this morning. This guy is only 104 subscribers away from hitting 2K. And is it possible that we can get him to 2K before the end of the night? So everybody in here, do us a favor. If you're not subscribed to 6 Scale Mafia, let's go right now. Put it in the little search thing and hit the sub button.
Yeah.
Really appreciate this guy getting close, and let's pull together and get him there, right?
Definitely, man. He's got some great content on his channel. I mean, he's putting in work. And he's doing a lot of work behind the scenes, man, and kind of just, doing work for other people. So, man, come on, if you haven't already, subscribed to his channel. Great dude, great content. And just get him made. Like, hurry up, man. He 6 Scale Mafia, we got to get him made. Like, pretty much. Come on, man. It's only a couple 100 and what? What is 100 and what away?
104. You had like 896, so 104, right? Yeah.
104. Look, here's the thing. Okay, if we can get him his subscribers, this is what we're gonna do. If we can get him his subscribers, then everybody in the chat, we'll get an autographed photo of Brother Cousins by the end of this week. Like, literally. So if we can actually get like Leslie, we'll get him. Everybody will get an autographed photo of Brother Cousins. And the bonus is that you'll get Brother Cousins and Kiko in the photo. So come on, man, let's go.
Wait, as themselves or the Hot Toys wizard in impersonation of them?
No, I don't know. I guess that's up for interpretation, man.
Any variant from the multiverse. Any variant from the multiverse. You never know what you're get.
You never know.
Come on, man, you never know.
Go ahead and subscribe to the 6 Scale Mafia. Looking forward to his show later tonight. Welcome everybody who's in here. Victoria in the house. Good to have Victoria watching. It was great. Great having her on the panel last week. And,
love her content.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Looking forward to having her back in here for sure. So welcome. The Collector is in here as well. Genova, and I'll keep flashing these up, but let's go ahead and go to Brother Cousins and put this back, on the screen here.
Yes.
So I know we talked about it. You talked about it on Best of the Best. Congratulations again on your giveaway, on your giveaway, Jay.
Yep.
I must say that I know we were actually talking about this over the phone, you and I as well.
Yeah.
I just think it's like, and I hope, like Lael said, that they don't mess it up and they keep up. But this looks so good.
Yeah, it does.
You know what? And going back to something that Boston Collector said, I think of women of color, and I think of like I think this may be the second African American female figure that we have gotten. The Shuri one. Shuri is a work of art, and that Shuri, I mean, it's as close as the prototype as anything could be.
Yes.
And if we're able to get that same level of detail in this, we have a masterpiece. This is a masterpiece. And the funny thing about it is, even when Shuri came out, I remember hands down everybody from all collectors, and I don't even think I think I just probably had started my channel back then when Shuri came out, but I remember everybody was just like, everybody was on board with the head script, with the head sculpt, and everybody loved how beautiful that figure was. Went down to the soft goods of the dress, the skirt, how her hair was done. And I mean, it was just done with such detail and such care and such, dare I say it, love. If we can get that same level of detail in this figure, we have a straight up masterpiece. And last night, like I watch wrestling. I love Sasha Banks. She's one of my, I've said it before, she's one of my favorite wrestlers right now. I put her up there. Yes, I'm gonna say
she's great.
I put her up there with Rock. I'll put her up there with Stone Cold. She has the star presence and she has the physical attributes. She's a beast in the ring. For as small as she is, she does her thing. With that all being said, this figure, if it comes out the way it is, it looks amazing. And watching last night, when she came out to the ring, and I think it was kind of a surprise when she came out. When she came out, the whole stadium, everybody just, because it's, everybody wanted to see Sasha anyway. But I do think you had some Star Wars Mandalorian fans there, and that was also like an extra oomph. Even she was kind of like taken aback. So this has been a great week for this young lady with them, and the fact that Hot Toys dropped this on her birthday. It shows that they care. Sometimes we be like, man, Hot Toys don't care. They don't care about the fan. They just put out stuff whenever. No, sometimes they've been doing a real good job at putting stuff out at like right at the right moment. And I mean, it was beautiful to do that. I can't say enough good stuff about this piece. I just think when this comes out, even if you're not a Mandalorian fan, and I know sometimes because I'm a little enabler at times, but I do think, because you don't get that many women of color, you don't get that many African American female figures. Let's be honest. I hate to be that guy, but you just don't. So to have one or two of these, even if you don't like the IP, this is something you should have in your collection because it's truly a rarity. And the piece itself is gorgeous. It's a female Mandalorian, and it's a beautiful work of art.
Yeah, definitely. Chico's getting two.
Well, it's very well said, and I'm telling you, Will, let me go to you with this here. I agree with everybody's thoughts on here and brothers, cousins on this, and coming off this figure off the heels of Fennec Shand, which was also awesome to see how much detail was put into this, and I feel like this is just as awesome. I mean, I don't know, maybe even I don't know. They're just so, we were talking about the Tamora Morrison head sculpt being perhaps the best ever for Star Wars. It's going to be real interesting when these come out. And I echo what Brother Cousins says. I mean, this may be a piece, even if you're not into the IP, you should pick up. It's awesome.
Yeah, it really is. And it's funny, Aries, now that I'm looking back on this, when they showed Koska and they showed Axe at, what was it, like the Sideshow convention or whatever it was, those for sure. Koska for the longest time, I think I thought was a coin flip. I think I thought she could go either way in terms of being made, 50-50, right? Axe, I thought no chance he gets made. No chance. I thought he was a purgatory destined figure, no doubt about it. I didn't think he was definitely, I thought maybe 10% chance he gets made, right? And he did. So, but with Koska, I'm not as surprised. I mean, like I said, I think it could have gone either way, but I am happy that she is getting made because she is a badass character for one. She made a huge impression on the show, even in her small role. She's going to have a bigger role moving forward because there's all those rumors out there about the Bo-Katan show. So, she's obviously probably going to be part of that. So she's definitely going to have a role moving forward. And what this tells me is that they're going to make anything and everything Mandalorian. If anyone's worrying about Cobb Vanth, I would not, because if they are making Axe Wolves, they are making Cobb Vanth. They're going to make everything from this show. Yeah. So, no doubt about it. Like I said, I don't rule out Frog Lady at this point because anything that's in Mandalorian that has that Mandalorian card on it is getting made. It's going to be more likely for something. All I'll say is that basically I think that everything Mando is getting made, right? I think it's more, I think it's more of a great thing. I mean, Koska really fits in with the rest of the line really well. I mean, I think that if you have Bo-Katan and you're going to get Axe Wolves, then for sure it's going to have a great display on your shelf. But yeah, I mean, I'm really impressed with this figure. I think that overall the head sculpt is really one of the best. I mean, when's the last time Hot Toys actually didn't release a good head sculpt? I mean, they've kind of been on a roll lately.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome.
They've been on a roll lately, and I do think this is one of the better ones they put out in a while. I mean, I think this is like, if not 195, 97%. I mean, this is like really, really good. So this is going to be one that I'm pretty sure I'm going to pick up. I'm not going to pre-order it just because, pre-ordering nowadays doesn't really make sense to me for Hot Toys, but until something changes. But I'll definitely more likely pick this one up unless there's a lot of stuff that drops at once when this comes out in a year and a half or wherever, and it's just not possible. But other than that, I mean, I think she looks fantastic. We'll get into him later, but I don't think Axe is going to be for me, but I would definitely get Koska just because I feel like she's a really badass character. So, and I think that's great.
Yeah, absolutely. 158 in here. Please go ahead and hit that like button right now, baby. Welcome to the Market Show Live. And thank you so much for watching. It's a great week to digest. Kiko, I got two questions for you. This looks so spot on. I was so excited to see this, Sasha Banks get this figure, to see this character come out. And obviously it's going to pose next to, so your thoughts on that, but a double question. It's going to pose next to the Katie Sackhoff Bo-Katan. Are they going to do some work, do you feel, on her head sculpt to make her more, I guess, desirable as a whole, that figure?
The Bo-Katan?
Yeah.
TBD. I mean, I've heard rumors that they've already updated that when they've done some of the not sideshow cons, but whatever the little cons they do where they do display some of the figures and such. They've said that some of the pictures that people have seen, it looks better. Maybe it's the lighting once again. I personally didn't have an issue with it. Based on some of the pictures I saw, I don't have an issue with it. I don't think it looks like John Cena or anything like that. I think it looks fine. I really do.
You wouldn't be able to see it, Dan.
You wouldn't be able to see it. But going back to Koska and Sasha Mercedes, whatever you prefer to call her, I think this is so great because it gives you that crossover audience. I love reading comments and trolling and doing different things like that, obviously. But some of the things I love to see is that wrestling fans were saying this will be my first hot toy because they don't necessarily care for Star Wars or care for Marvel or anything like that, but they care for Sasha Banks. They care for her character. And they're like, oh, this is very cool. This is going to look great next to my, women's title belt, something like that. That's what they're looking at. And so that is brilliant marketing. And I think that is why you got the head sculpt, because otherwise you wouldn't be able to tell who this was. And I think that Hot Toys knew that. And they said, okay, we have a great opportunity to get more crossover audience in here. So why don't we use a little bit of the R&D and skimp a little bit on the Axe head sculpt? Let's put it all in on this Koska. And it paid off. It really did.
Yeah,
and if I can just also say, as I think what Brother Cousin said a few minutes ago, is that I mentioned that Gamora, I think, is the third official, woman of color that Hot Toys has made. I think there may be another one out there as well. So we got two Gamoras, we got Koska, and we have what's the other one I'm missing? Oh, Shuri.
Sure.
We need to vote with your wallet on these things and show that this is really cool, this is groundbreaking, but it's a business. If we do not support this figure, you're not going to get any more. It's what it comes down to.
Absolutely.
And so we can sit there and give a lot of lip service about, oh, this is so cool. But if you don't support it, you're not going to get more in the future. And I mean, that's what it comes down to. So yes, I mean, from the bottom line, I'm super excited for this figure because the character is awesome. I love just the person, Sasha in general as well. I think this is a home run, and it's going to be probably one of the best-selling Mandalorian figures that are there. No one ever gets to see any of the spreadsheets, which I would love to see one day. But I think this will, without a doubt, because of the crossover audience, will be one of the best-selling Mando figures out there. So mark that down. Mark that down.
See, mic drops. Mic drops. You see, when you invite Kiko on your show, there's always a mic drop moment, bro. Like literally, like I'm afraid to invite him on, but I know if I invite him on, that it's going to be a mic drop moment.
It's only I could lay some eggs on there, but I'm willing to take that chance. I'm willing to take that chance with you.
I got you, bro.
I'm good for those big game moments.
But we said with sound bite. I need some kind of. Will, you got to help me with that. I need some kind of.
What do you need? Like you need a.
Like he said, like sound mic drop. So I need some kind of.
Oh, hold on. I got to think of which. Oh, hold on. There we go.
There we go.
Oh no, he definitely dropped some knowledge. Everything that he said was 100% on point. Like if we have to vote with our wallets, especially if we want representation, if we want more characters that we haven't seen or we desire, we have to do it. So yeah, that was on point.
Well, Lil, I want to stay with you with this super chat. I want you to, Maxim Rex puts in Aries, I need you to pass a message to the wizard. We have Mando, we have Bo-Katan, we have the Death Watch Mando. But please, Hot Toys Wizard, we needed Pre-Vizsla. What do you think?
Pre-Vizsla. Wait a minute, are you talking about okay, not pause, but Pre-Vizsla. Is that what he means?
From Clone Wars, right?
From Clone Wars?
I think so. Yeah.
Hey, I mean, listen. I mean, they've already basically opened the door. For especially with Clone Wars. You know what I mean? We have a few figures that are. Listen, again, we have Maul. We have Ahsoka coming. We have the Clone Wars Anakin. I still don't know where Clone Wars Obi-Wan is. I don't know if they're holding out for the show for a particular reason, but we'll know then or by then. That could be a particular that could be a reason. We've gotten the clones, so we're getting, pretty much all the clones. So I agree. Like, why not Pre-Vizsla? Why not go down that? Because the thing is, we're showing that these things do sell.
And we're just talking about going with our wallet.
Exactly
with our wallets, right?
And that's the thing. I think that's what has to happen. You know what I mean? If we want it, we have to buy it and we have to demand it. Like, I mean, that's the thing. And I think. Again, Howard's proving that he is listening because there's been voices in that storm, that quiet storm, it turned into a typhoon, and look what we got. We got Koska, we got Wolves. Even though they didn't give him a head sculpt, but I'm good with that because I can just put him in the backdrop and it's good. It's still gonna be crazy, but no, I mean, yeah, I think in order for us to get that, and if they see the response that we're giving these figures. And we're giving the IP, then, they can open the door to floodgates for others. I mean, before we get that, though, literally, I want the battle droid. I want the super battle droids. Give me those because we did see those. So you might as well just go ahead and release that and just give us everything at this particular point because we're seeing that, with Clone Wars, it's straight up prequel love. And the prequels are starting to get more love than they did before, but because we're getting the prequels more fleshed out in these shows, we're starting to see the value of each individual character. We're starting to see backstories, development, things that we didn't actually see in the prequels. We're starting to see now. I mean, I never thought, spoiler alert, that we would see the importance of an N1 starfighter from Naboo. Yeah. But I want me one. Like literally, if they do a double pack with him and with Mando and that, oh yeah, I'm all in because literally it was crazy. But yeah, I mean, again, at the end of the day, like I said, we have to, like Hugo said, vote with our wallets. Not Will.
We'll say
everybody else.
The N1 Starfighter, if they did go that route, would be one hell of a coffee table piece.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that would be so sick.
Bro, that would be crazy. It would be so crazy. And it just basically see the weathering on it. So many different things during that scene, Easter eggs that we got. Like if to see it open, to see, why certain pieces and things that he requested were so relevant. Callbacks to Star Wars before it became New Hope. You know what I mean? Just like knowing that now we realize where, the device that they basically used to wedge between when they were stuck in the trash compactor. Now we know where it came from and what it represents. It's like, okay, you know what I mean? Just those nods and everything. I'm good with that. But yeah, if that piece drops, I'm all in. First, I'm gonna have to see how Boston Collectors pulls off the picture first. If he makes a picture, once he makes that picture look great, I'll be like, all right, good, I'm all in. So you already know.
I'll try my best, man.
Thanks, Max from Red Thread Super Chat.
Yeah, you got it.
Well, I got another super chat up here. Dutch has a plan, and I've had it up. I remember Matrix Neo, one of the first Hot Toys figures ever made. It amazed me how far we came with the head sculpt. It's scary yet exciting. So yeah, that's kind of echoing in what we were speaking about before, everybody. Absolutely. I mean, they have come a long way. And again, just, coming off talking about that, the Koska Reeves, it's just amazing. And what they've been, coming out with. So Boston Collectors, let's go ahead and go back to you. And because now I want to go ahead and, we're staying in with the week in review. We just talked about Koska. And now we're going to talk a little bit about Axe. So I'll tell you first a little bit my impressions when I saw this. I was very, very excited, but all my concentration, to be quite frank, was really just on, Sasha Banks was on the Koska Reeves figure. How amazed I was with that. Was I personally disappointed that this didn't come with a head sculpt? Let me put it to you this way. I was like, thank God we've got the head sculpt with Koska Reeves. Thank God we got Sasha Banks. Yeah. That's really, 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 really what I wanted. And then this, I'm like, well, you know what? He wasn't in the finale anyway, and I'm fine. To me, this is another like a reissue, unless I'm looking at it wrong, of the Death Watch Mandalorian, which is great by me because that's, I mean, from all the reviews and everybody who's talking about it, looks fantastic. I mean, they could probably come out with many different versions of that. But what was your impression with this, but not coming with the head sculpt?
I was a little disappointed. Yeah. I mean, he really didn't have any talking points. Yeah, and he didn't really get up and, stand toe to toe with Boba like Koska did, obviously. But I would have loved having the portrait. So it kind of puts me in this weird predicament where, okay, if I have Bo-Katan, leading with a portrait and Koska Reeves with a portrait, you're kind of like, well, Axe is just kind of like, no portrait. So I would have personally liked one, yes, but I can't just get Koska and Bo-Katan and not have Axe Wolf. So it's kind of like putting you in that pocket where you're like, nah, you gonna get that anyway. Go ahead and pick that up. You got it. But am I excited about the figure? Yes, I think it looks great. I love the color variations on this one too. I'm big on the pockets, the pouches, and things like that. He looks phenomenal. I love the gray, the sort of black, sort of charcoal look to it. I'm picking it up, even though I'm complaining about not having the portrait. We were surprised before, right? I believe Mysterio was one that wasn't supposed to have a portrait, and they did release him with one. So I'm kind of hoping that we get that.
That we would actually get the portrait of Axe?
Yes, with that release, yeah.
So, yeah, and you're talking about with this release here, right?
Yeah, see, the price could be a little shaky though. It's like, how are we going to slide you that portrait for $235? You know what I'm saying? But
yeah.
So again, that's why hope is a big word, right? Like, a new hope too.
So and that's great thoughts here, Boston Collectors. Let's go to Lael with that. Lael, how would they do that? Is there a way to do that? I guess with some collectors, they're like, I already pre-ordered the one with that. Is it a big deal? Is it not a big deal? Is it easy to do? What do you think?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, at this particular point, I think that's why I would, I'm echoing Will's sentiment on this particular character. Koska already paid off. Like, literally, already paid that figure off. It was a no-brainer for me. I had to have it, just the representation alone, but just the muscle. I mean, just the sheer fact that her presence alone on screen was so magnetic. even with little she said, it was what she did. But with him, you know, it's I still, because I'm with Boston here. I'm a completionist. I have to have them all. I can't just have two without the one. They could actually, again, I mean, for those who haven't already pre-ordered this figure, they could, you know, push that in. They did the same thing with Mysterio. The price was set; it didn't change. They just put the head sculpt in. So they can do the same thing with this character, depending on how much noise is made. You know, if we make the noise and let them know that's what we want, then that's what they'll give us. And who knows, they might be working on that right now. But if they don't, and if they don't basically think it's a level of relevance at the time, look, I'm okay. Here's the thing. Like I said, you gave us one, you know, you didn't give us the other, but hey, we're getting them. You know, that's it at the bottom line. Me, myself, I'll find a reason to have him. Hell, I might even have him lead the Night Watch. You know what I mean? The watch itself. You know what I mean? So because it's such, I'm a sucker for Mandalorian armor. I love the way this looks. It has its own unique value. It is different from the Death Watch. You know what I mean? It's totally different. It's not the same as far as the paint app, because this is a lighter tone. The ones that I have are a bit darker. And like I said, they do come with the pauldron, the logo on it. It's something totally different, but I'll still accept it. Any Mandalorian arming you put out, I'm going to purchase, plain and simple. You know, whether it's, you know what I mean, Django, you already know. Once that Django releases, man, like literally, I already told you what I'm going to do, so I'll be on the news the next day when that happens. But yeah, like again, like I said, I mean, it's, to me, there's a reason for me to have it. I mean, I'm a Star Wars fan, so because I'm a Star Wars fan, and this is the #1 IP for me, always has been, I'm gonna get it, because it has personal value for me. I have stake in this because I connect with it. I mean, seeing Bo-Katan, seeing Axe Wolves, seeing, you know, Koska Reeves on camera, on screen. You know, these are new characters that we got with Koska Reeves and Axe Wolves, but seeing them and seeing how connected they were to Bo-Katan's story, and you know, just seeing what they could do as a unit, it was intoxicating, and I wanted it. I was like, yeah, day one, if they drop these figures, I'm on it. And they did it. Like, I mean, they did it so well. So to have this, it's a no-brainer for me. You know, again, I'm just going to keep on echoing what Kiko said. It's like, you know, we have to vote with our wallets if we want to see more. You know what I mean? If we want to see more of these characters developed and brought into the fold, we have to continue to support it. So, yeah, I'm all in on this, regardless if they do a head sculpt or not. It'd be nice if they do it, because I'm like, yo, if you did that, oh man, come on, let's go. You know what I mean? But if they don't, I'm still going to get the figure regardless. I might even actually just get like a painted Will Foxification head sculpt.
That would be great, actually. Just pay for my likeness rights, and then we're good.
Yeah, so we're good.
Well, we're going to go to Will next over here. And listen, I think with this one, I already decided I'm definitely, because this isn't a grunt, it's Axe Wolf, so I'm getting it. And I think there's some interesting, you know, conversation here, Will. You know, that there maybe is hope that we will get a head sculpt, and they bring up some interesting points, Boston Collectors and Lael, about how they could do that. Do you have any perspective on that as well, on how you think that they would be able to do that? But I'm under the same thing as Lael. I'm going to get this regardless, because it's a character. It's not just a grunt.
Right. Yeah. It's a really good point that Boston Collectors and Layout brought up. Like the fact that they could give you a head sculpt. I mean, it's definitely possible. I mean, because Mysterio had a head sculpt, then didn't have a head sculpt, then got a head sculpt again. So it kind of went back and forth and back and forth. Maybe it was a licensing thing. Who knows what the reason was? Hot Toys never shares that. So it's so hard to speculate. But the thing that's different about Mysterio is that Mysterio was like, what, 259? So, and that was back then. So now this is 235 in a time where 270, 275 is the normal, right? Back then where 259 was not the normal. That was more so about 235 was probably the normal, right? So they had room, I think, a little wiggle room to shove a head sculpt in there. This one, I don't know, because at 235, that's tough. I mean, they're going to either have to, I guess, take a loss on that one, or just, you know, raise the price on you, which they're not going to do in hindsight. But I don't know. My opinion on Axe is that I think they probably didn't put a head sculpt in there because I think they were probably worried. It is Mando, and Mando stuff does sell, but I think they were probably worried at 270, 275. Not a lot of people would buy this figure. You know, because he is like a very, very minimal character, like so far at least. Like he had like a couple lines. He disappeared from the rest of the show. He was barely in it. So that's why I was surprised he was made at all. But he looks great, no doubt about it. But I think for like your casual fan who just wants something, you know, Mandalorian and something that looks a little bit unique, you could probably grab Death Watch Mando now, and he's fairly similar, right? And you don't even have to get a head sculpt, and you could just call it a day. But if you're like a completionist and you want these three in this type of pose, then yeah, you're going to need him. But otherwise, yeah, I think 235 makes a lot of sense for this figure, and not putting a head sculpt in there, as disappointing as that may be, just because I think it'll move better. Like if you put it at 270, I think everyone's like, do I really need an Axe Wolves though? You know what I mean? But at 235, you're like, but at 235, how do I pass that up? Because nowadays everything's 300 or 315. So at 235, Hot Toys is kind of tempting you. They're like, oh, but it's a discounted figure, so don't you want it? And I think that's kind of what they've done here to help boost the sales of this figure that otherwise might not have moved. But it's hard to say. I mean, Death Watch Mando, I think the big part of his appeal is that for one, he looks great, and two, he's 235. So, you know, that's, I think, a big part of the appeal for him in a market where nowadays, like, we're creeping towards 300 as the new normal. But yeah, I mean, I think the figure looks great, no doubt about it. It's just, I would love for a head sculpt too for you guys. He would be a pass for me either way. Koska, and I already paid off Bo-Katan because I love her, and Koska I'm going to get like 90% sure. But, you know, Axe, I don't have a connection to him myself, and I don't feel I need to complete the line for me, but I think a lot of people will at 235. So it sucks though, because like Boston was saying, like if you have the head sculpts on the other two and you don't have it for him, it's kind of like that kind of sucks. But because it kind of ruins the display a little bit. But I mean, if you put him in with the helmets on like this, or maybe come up with some weird display where you put Bo-Katan and Koska without their helmets on and Axe behind them, like holding his gun or something, it'd still probably look fine. But yeah, it's a great looking figure. It's just, it's not for me, but at 235, I think it's going to be right for a decent amount of people.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Before we get to Kiko, we've got 201 in here on the Market Show Live. What a week for Star Wars Hot Toys. What a week for Star Wars. Listen, if you're not subscribed to 6 Scale Cantina, subscribe, baby. And if you're not subscribed to Boston Collectors, 1/6 Scale Man, Leo, Will Foxification, Kiko from Kiko Collects, Brother Cousins Toy Reviews, I've got all their links within the video description below. Come on, baby. Go ahead and go in there and click on it and hit subscribe. These guys have tremendous content that I so enjoy. And make sure you go ahead and show your support. Kiko, it's a really good point, because if you want to set up episode 3 of The Mandalorian season 2, you can't do it with the helmets off because Axe doesn't have the head sculpt. So is it possible that they are going to find a way to put that head sculpt in there, or give us an option? I mean, give collectors an option where they can buy it with a head sculpt. What say you?
Well, some people call me the Baron of bad news from time to time, and I'll just go ahead and flat out tell you no. And you say, why not? Tell me who the actor that plays Axe Wolves is. Right. I certainly can't tell you. But everyone knows Timothy Oliphant. Everybody knows Katie Sackhoff. Everybody knows Sasha Banks. They're the ones who get the head sculpts. I could not tell you who played Axe Wolves. I couldn't even tell you, honestly, and I've seen probably each Mandalorian episode probably 3 to 4 times. I still couldn't tell you if he was walking down the street which one that was. I really can't tell you. But I know everybody else. And I think that what Will had said is perfect, is that if you look at the R&D, because these both were kind of thrown out at the exact same time. Here's your Koska, here's your Axe. And if they said, okay, in our R&D budget, you know, I'm just going to throw numbers out there. We got $1,000 that we're going to spend on our R&D here. Okay, we're going to put $750 towards, you know, our Koska development, $250 into the Axe, and let's put those out there, and we'll see how those characters go. And I think that's what it was, is that there was no R&D for the development of a guy we don't even know his name. And if that's your favorite actor of all time, my bad. I'm not trying to throw shade at all. That's not my intention. But I think that's it, is that there's no name recognition. There's no anything that's identifiable. So I think that when it comes down to, as Will said, moving these figures, because if you have 2 of them, you're going to get the 3rd one. So what is it that makes it palatable, from a budgeting perspective or whatever it may be? Kind of the same thing with the Shore Troopers. And, there's 3 variations of them, and each one is subtle enough and where there's just a few things off that's different to lowers the cost down to where you can get all 3 of them or add them in. So that's my personal opinion. I think it's simply because no one knows who this guy is. And I mean, I personally would not be displaying it because everyone would walk in, oh, sweet, who is this guy? And I'd be like, I really don't know, man. I really don't know. And
that could be why it's $235 though. I mean, it's cheap.
Maybe.
You don't know who the guy is. I'm not arguing against your point, but
it's entirely possible. It's entirely possible. They may have been able to get it, for a couple of, bubblegum wrappers. They might be able to get that likeness right. I don't know. But I think that's part of it, is that it's part of the package of that R&D, and that project consists of those 2 pieces. So they said, okay, let's divvy it up. Here's what we got. And there's what we got. And we got a sweet, sweet Koska. And I'm excited about that.
Yeah, that's you know what? You real quick, Kiko, because you bring up an interesting point. A few months ago, we got the release of 2 clones. One with a head sculpt. It was not a release; it was a reveal of 2 of the actual
Jesse
clones.
and Vaughn.
Jesse and Vaughn. So basically, we got 2 of them. One with an actual head sculpt. The other one we didn't. You know what I mean? And I think you're basically onto it, is whereas
and they were both revealed at the same
time. Exactly. So they put the emphasis on one and not the other. You know what I mean? And with reason, because it just makes more sense. And on top of that, the dynamics of that head sculpt, how interesting it looks, the tattoo around the head, it just makes more sense to do something like that than just another brush up on a clone that we've seen already. So, and the thing is, but with those, people will probably buy them because they're in the clones. This, I think that it's going to be very subjective. Some people will buy it, some people won't. I mean, considering the simple fact in the final episode that we actually got, what was it, The Rescue, I believe, in season 2, he was nowhere to be found at all. And it wasn't even explained. They were just like, nah, he's not even here. So there was no relevance at that time to really have this character. So again, us being Star Wars collectors, we'll collect them. We'll probably get him to kind of just, handle the fold. But, for most, they might pass on it and they'll be well within their rights. Again, we don't know who this. I couldn't tell you how many times he brushed his teeth or even smiled in the actual episode. But I was just happy the simple fact that we got them. So yeah, I mean, do you need him? No, not necessarily. You can actually have Koska, you can have Bo-Katan, and just put them both in there with Fennec and create something. You don't necessarily have to have him, but I'm going to get him because I just want to complete. But yeah, like I said, whether or not they get the head sculpt or not, I'm still going to get it. I like I like the tailoring on the actual the armor. It's slightly different it's definitely different from what we got with the watch. So yeah, I'm in.
I do want to take a quick second to apologize to our good boy 6-Scale Mafia. He said in the comments that Simon Cassianidis is his all-time favorite actor. And he's pissed at me because I called him out on that. So for everybody else out there, for everybody else out there, if I let you down tonight,
put it up. I found it. Okay.
Yeah, if I let you down tonight, I'm so sorry. I don't want anyone unsubscribing from channels or boycotting or anything like that. Just,
boycott Kiko 2022.
Yeah, to each their own, man. I'm so sorry.
Hey, listen. Speaking of 6-Scale Mafia,
I still don't know him.
I know, right? But listen, speaking of Anthony here with this chat, listen, he has a show after my show ends. He's going to have his show live tonight, 6-Scale Mafia on his channel. At the beginning of this show, he was only 104 away from hitting 1K. We got 200 in here. Do us a favor. We're all in agreement here. Go to 6-Scale Mafia, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Come on,
man. Get that brother cousin's autograph picture. You know you want it, so just come on. Like, look, do it, subscribe, and basically that is your place.
As Lando or as
I just
probably
want a picture
both.
signed by him. I don't
Both.
know. I'll frame
It'll
it. I'll
probably
do
be his
whatever I
both.
need to do.
You know what I mean? Like literally, like it'll probably be his both. But I mean, when you subscribe to 6 scale Mafia, when you subscribe to his channel, then that's your placeholder. That's your NRD to get that autograph.
NRD.
There you go. There you go.
Well, listen, brother Cousins, before you go on your turn, we got to give Grogu a refill. So let's do that. Do you, you have to decide. You got a few seconds. Do you need one? Man, you can drink a lot. Drink a lot, man. So listen, you heard a lot of interesting perspectives over here, and I think everybody's point is spot on with this. So I'm almost at a quandary where I really don't know what to believe. With this head sculpt with Axe Wolves. What say you on this?
You know what? I was sitting down, I was listening to what everybody was saying on the panel. And earlier this week, I would agree. I mean, honestly, I would agree 100%. Like the price numbers don't lie. You look at those numbers, you look at the price. What is it? 235 or something like that? 240.
Mm-hmm.
You can almost say, yeah, you're not going to get a head sculpt. But here it is. They have put themselves in two positions. One, the people that they're going to get some money. Some money's better than no money. I get that. You're going to get the people that's going to buy Axe Wolves that are completionists, and they'll display him all with everybody wearing their head sculpts like they did in the pictures, because that's one of the reasons why they show those pictures, just to give you an idea of how you can pose them and entice you to buy the figure. So that would make sense. Or on the other hand, they have a big ass 235 peg warmer. So with that being said, I think it's we're on the right show to say it. Is it possible? Is it possible that they're still working out a deal with the actor that played Axe Wolves? And maybe he's not going to get the same money that, a Sasha Banks or a Katie Sackhoff is going to get for his likeness, because he isn't known, because his character wasn't known like that. But hey, promotion for promotion is promotion. Some people are like, hey, I got this, Axe Wolves guy, and then they see him on another show. Oh, I got his figure. Who knows? Maybe they can be working that deal out. Maybe we didn't get that head sculpt because that deal is still being worked out. Now think about it. That deal, 235, is way more enticing if you get a head sculpt with it. Think about what they did with the the 501st Battalion with those figures. We got now I get it. It wasn't a head sculpt. It wasn't an actor's likeness, but it was, two more big pieces of sculpted plastic being in there. I don't know how that all equals out to another head sculpt, but what I'm saying is may still be it. This is probably hopeful thinking. It probably is, but I think they would sell way more units if they went after, they made a deal with the actor. Like, look, dude, you wasn't in that room with Luke, so
You weren't in that.
take it.
Well, they made a deal with Tamora Morrison, brother Cousins. They did that with all the head sculpts they do. There has to be something.
He's got a Scrooge McDuck lounge where he just dives into all that money. He does.
Exactly, like Scrooge McDuck, man. He just Scrooge McDucking it.
It's a
but here it is.
spot.
But like I said, that if they're still working that deal out, and then by the time this releases, maybe a year or so from now, who knows? Because the thing is, if you look at all the pieces on that figure, it's nothing that we haven't got before. It's nothing we haven't got before. So I mean, they really could put this figure out tomorrow if they really wanted to.
Right.
All it is just paint. That's all it is. So if they go after that guy's likeness and they make that deal and he, takes it for next to nothing and they throw it in the box, they're going to sell. They would sell way more of these than to not get it without it. Because then it's going to be people like, I got Death Watch. What do I need Axe Wolves with? Oh, and he wasn't even in that room with Luke. So who cares about him? Yeah. So you're going to get a lot of people like that. No shade to the actor, but that's how a lot of people are going to think about this. But you throw in that head sculpt, that 235 seems very appealing. And it's like, well, shit, I'm getting especially for newer collectors. I mean, I don't know why you get an Axe Wolves and not get a Katie Sackhoff or Sasha Banks figure, but still, it makes it more. I think they would sell more than to have just a peg warmer sitting around, or you can just erase all that I'm saying right here and just say they just make a limited few, make a small batch, and that's probably what they're going to do more than anything. But I'm just, I want to give hope, and I wanted to say everything different because I don't want to say what everybody else was saying.
I love your positivity. I love the positivity.
That's space pimp for you.
Well, listen.
Yes.
You have to wonder, is it possible that
Hot toys are a girl's best friend. Oh, hello. This is an emergency interruption from the Hot Toys Wizard. And as you can clearly see, I've taken on the appearance of Victoria from Victoria's Cantina. And you have to wonder, is it possible that I gave Aries important, significant information about Hot Toys for 2022? And I say, yes. For Victoria's Cantina, this is the Hot Toys Wizard, and you are watching 6 Scale Cantina. Mwah.
Love it.
Well, listen, baby, why can't the Hot Toys Wizard look more like that? Come on.
Seriously, I'm digging the Marilyn Monroe vibe.
Yeah.
Is the Hot Toys Wizard Gozer? I just have to ask that.
Right.
It takes on the form of anything at once.
Everything. Omega level.
Or Pennywise, I guess.
That's
or
true.
Pennywise. Yeah.
Okay, I see you, Will. I see you.
My goodness gracious. Listen, look, taking on the likeness of Victoria from Victoria's Cantina. Are you kidding me? So it's almost right on cue because that is going to be part of the next segments that we're going to be doing. But speaking of Victoria from Victoria's Cantina, and that wasn't her, that was the Hot Toys Wizard. But is it possible that I am going to be on her cocktail hour this coming Friday at 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Pacific? And I say yes. So make sure you go ahead and tune in to Victoria's Cantina for the Cantina Cocktail Hour. 2 cantinas getting together. There may be so much drinking going on. Look, I might not be able to contain myself. I may just fall over. Who knows? Jawa juice drunk will. I don't have no idea. I don't know. Listen, baby. Speaking of women, and that was absolutely incredible. And you know what would be equally as absolutely incredible? And let's put it up. And Lael, I get to go to you right after that with this.
Yeah.
Because we had a crazy week. Is it possible that we have another crazy week?
Talk to me. Come on, Lael.
On. You know, the Hot Toys Wizard interrupted.
Give the people.
Is this at the docks? Do you know? Is this stuck at the docks? Is it at the ports in California? Lael? Is this made? Is this something where it's going to get delayed again? Is this something where I think it still says? I think it still says February to March, 2022, Lael. And you have to wonder. They've changed it several times, but they have not changed it recently. Is this an indication that they have to release this before the new year on Tuesday? Because otherwise they're going to change this again because it won't be coming in February.
Well, keep this in mind. This is Sideshow's projection, February to March, not anyone else. You know what I mean? So we could get it early. I mean, we still could. Hey, we were, the expectation was to have it Thursday night. So we thought it was going to happen then. Which would have been Friday morning. You know what I mean? We thought that would happen. We thought, okay, Friday night, Saturday morning. We thought that would actually happen too. It hasn't. Monday is Judgment Day, on whether or not they pull it off, or if we get this release, or maybe tomorrow night. Who knows? I think when we got Pennywise, what day was that, Will? What day did it fall on?
I thought it was like early in the week, wasn't it? I don't remember.
Was it Sunday night or Monday morning?
It might have been, yeah.
I think it was like a Sunday night, Monday morning when we actually got it.
Yeah, it might have been after our show, Layout, and then
on Monday morning. Remember last May?
Yeah.
Or-
So
yeah.
yeah, exactly. So they can pull the same thing, but here's the thing: is it's like they know that people want this figure.
Oh, yeah.
Me. I've been talking about this damn thing for the longest time, and we want it. Whatever they're trying to fine tune, I don't know. Still sitting at what, 250 for this particular figure. Nothing's changed there. So
Dates February.
yeah, to justify the actual delay on this, I don't know. I'm just hoping that we get some good news, coming either tomorrow night. But again, it's like we're talking about Hot Toys. We have no idea. Like, it's whatever they project when they decide they want to release it. They could round out right before, their new year and say, okay, we're just going to drop this. And I'll be completely fine with this. Like brother cousin said, I mean, if they did this, the one thing is, okay, I hear, yes, we could get this in Maul, or we can get this in Django
or Django,
or and that in the real if I'm, it's strictly if I'm looking at it from I would love that. I would love that, but in reality, we are talking about Hot Toys here.
Yeah.
Like, literally, I don't know. Like, I have no idea what they're going to actually do if they're going to release this. If they do, I can finally put this to rest and not have to have this conversation like Will had with, Pennywise. We could just put that to rest because,
really
it's still literally. Like, let's go way back. Will, when we first heard about the simple fact that there was a possibility that we can get this release, it was what? Early September, September.
September, October, yeah.
It was like
it was
mid-September. Where they were talking about this figure and we were going to get this in Rex, which made sense at that point. We didn't get this, but we got Rex finally.
Toys Wonderland put it up. They were like, it's coming. Ahsoka's coming this week.
Yeah, Toys Wonderland had newsletters and everything about it.
Everything that they put up about this figure, and we were so excited, and we thought it was going to happen. I was like, all right, yes, finally, right? It didn't, all right? So then we moved closer to, like, the holiday, and they were like, okay, there's a possibility she might come then. But then everybody, our sideshow starts sending out those mailers and letting people know, okay, it's going to be delayed up until this point. I mean, I as much as I want this figure now, like right now, my faith that Hot Toys would deliver it just kind of wavers a little bit. If they do, I'll be excited about it. But I'm just really, and I'm looking at it from, a space of optimism. But it's just like, we don't want to continue to have this conversation. Just release it, get it out there, and then I can sleep good and not have to worry about anything else. And just get me the figure. It's an amazing looking piece. I cannot wait to have it in the collection. But again, I'm just really optimistic about how they're going to actually approach it. So if they do, if we get some good news, then I guess we'll all be back here. Kiko, please, can you come on my show, bro?
I've told you, all I need is the invite.
It's that budget. You're talking about the budget.
So you'll be there if I say, all right, Kiko, can you come on Wednesday? Can you come on Wednesday?
All I need is the advance notice to plan for it. I can usually be there.
So what's up? Can I get you on the show Wednesday, bro? Can I get you on the show Wednesday?
This coming Wednesday?
What you got going on?
What time we talking?
9:15. That's normally 9:15 my time.
Usually you contact his agent,
yes.
But yeah.
Son, I'm in bed by 8:30.
You're in bed by 8:30.
I wake up at 4.
Okay, so then we'll check.
We'll do some early ones.
We'll get you some early ones. We'll get you in.
But
don't
of course,
worry.
I would love to be there with you, my
Okay,
friend.
got you. We'll get you on. But of course, next week we're going to have a conversation. We're going to probably be bouncing back between everybody's shows because it's going to be a hot ticket. And it'll be something that be that put it this way. First stop, Will Fox vacation tomorrow night if we get the news. Like pretty much if it drops, and he'll get the early drop. And then it's just going to continue on next week. But I mean, again, it's just something that it needs to happen, and it needs to happen now. The reason why I say that is because, like, the hype has been there, but I think the hype is starting to die down because of the simple fact that this is something that's been surfacing for the longest time, and it's been talked about, and they keep putting it on the back burner. You already had, and here's the thing, and this is the danger of the situation. It gets dangerous for the simple fact that we got this figure first, right? We got this one. Then once we got that episode of The Mandalorian, they then released the Rosario Dawson version.
And that's not far away.
And that's not far away.
Yeah.
There were already people around that time talking about, I'm going to cancel this version and get the Rosario Dawson version. So now for the people who didn't cancel and that were still holding out hope for this figure, it's just like, okay, damn, it's taking so long. Then and anyone else who's basically still trying to decide whether or not they want to get one or the other, they might pass over this and just go straight for that one because that's, so that's the thing is like they're playing a dangerous game when they're just kind of just, tossing it around, not letting us know when it's going to drop, whatever. So I don't know. We'll see. But
do you think
they got to do something?
Sorry, do you think that they'll push the Rosario Dawson Mandalorian one further down? I think they're going to push it back.
They probably, they probably will. But I mean, but see, the thing is, right now it's still projected, so we already know when that one's supposed to come. This one was supposed to happen before the holiday, bro.
Yeah,
and it hasn't. You know what I mean? So this is what we're seeing right
October,
now. Again, like this is getting pushed closer to the Mandalorian version. You know what I mean? So
it's
again.
Too close.
It's too close. So they're playing a dangerous game. They got to put this out. Now, the thing is, what appeased me is if they actually put this out with that actual display, if they use that platform or the holographic table that she was on, if they use that, then I'm like, all right, it was worth the wait. I'm still going to say it was worth the wait, but damn it, just release it. Like, just give it to us. So we just have to see. We just have to see.
I have like special coffee waiting to spill just for to see these final production photos. Right? Come on, listen, because Kiko's got to jet out a little early tonight. I'm going to let Kiko your thoughts on what Lael just said here, and is it possible that we get this figure before the Chinese New Year? Because baby, if we don't, we're not going to get it till March.
So, as I said, I am the Baron of bad news. And Riley ended up taking the words right out of my mouth. I will go ahead and read his comment. It said, I don't see Ahsoka coming a day before New Year's. Might be wrong, but how would Hot Toys distribute it a day before New Year's break and even sell it if their company is closed for a week? Now, I don't know the internals of all that. But even if they do have ways to distribute and such, a figure of this magnitude is not going to come out when they're not going to drop it, dip, and be like, peace out, because they want to make their money. That's what they want to do. Yep. And there's way too much going on for a figure of this magnitude to come out. All that being said as well is that I don't know when it'll come out, but Lael, you're right, is that it's a dangerous game because there's other things creeping up behind it. And you're just like, well, why isn't this out yet? Because there's 75 different Iron Men, 32 different Spider-Men, that they're having to get out as well. And so they're having to juggle all that. I don't know what their pipeline looks like or what takes priority. But there's a lot of figures in the pipeline. And that scares me a little bit because this is not the first to be delayed. This will not be the last. As you know, talking about Gamora earlier on in this, remember, she, I think, holds the record for longest time from announcement to release of 800 plus days. I think it was close to almost 900 days is that we waited for Gamora Volume 2. And I don't think we're going to get there with this one, naturally, just because the demand is way too high, way too high. But I do not think we'll see it in the next couple of days. I hate to be that guy. I could be wrong. I would love to be able to come on your show, Lael, and say, you know what? I was wrong. I would love to do that.
We got the receipts.
I just don't think it'll happen this time. There's just too many other things coming. But prove me wrong. Prove me wrong, Hot Toys. I would love to see that.
Yeah. Well, time will certainly tell. And Kiko, it's great having you in here. I know you got to jet a little bit early, so have a good evening, my friend. But before you go, just plug your channel real quick, baby. What's going on?
Yeah, man. As I said, I've been doing a lot of the rounds with all these lovely people on their live streams. I've had one hell of a time. It's been a lot of fun. And so, contrary to popular belief, I'm not that hard to get. My fees are not that exorbitant. I would love to come on and chat with y'all if the time makes sense. That's my only issue. But I would love to come and chat with you. But we got some good stuff coming to the channel. Going to be talking about my next video is about understanding wait lists. So if people may be wondering how that works, I want to help shine a little bit of light on that. And then if you've not done so, obviously subscribe to that. Subscribe to all these lovely people's channel. But then also check me out on Instagram. We do some toy photography, collection stuff. And you never know. There may be something big coming to the collection, in time, but we'll see what it is that eventually makes its way. I have an
idea.
It could be. It could be.
Is it possible?
It's possible, but there could also be something else. But I appreciate you guys letting me be with you.
Hey, Kiko, how's your Sundays look, brother?
Sundays are a lot better.
Early Sunday.
Yeah, I can definitely do an early Sunday. That's a lot better as opposed to
we'll definitely talk.
some of these evenings. So I do appreciate you guys so much. guys have a great rest of your show here. I'll be chatting with y'all, and I'll be seeing you all later on. May the Force be with you.
Take it easy,
See you,
brother.
Kiko.
Watch out for that wizard,
I'll
Kiko.
see
Make
you
sure I
later,
don't
brother.
take over you
Good
again.
Correct.
So listen, I'm going to answer this super chat before I get to brother Cousins over here on Ahsoka. 6 scale 501st. Thank you for the $5 drop. But I know that there's other super chats in there, and I'm going to get to them as we go. So just so you're aware, this old dog, the Dark Jedi, Aries Tarrington, who's serving up all the Star Wars Hot Toys talk, I can see that there's super chats in there, so we'll get to them. But I'll answer this one. Aries, is it possible with Bad Batch Season 2? We'll see Record, Tech, and Crosshair finally announced. And I say yes. Until we stop buying clones and until clones stop being bought, they're absolutely going to release. They've already teased, showed the Crosshair, Tech, and Wrecker. I think you're going to get all 3 of them. And you have to wonder, you've been seeing these interruptions from the Hot Toys Wizard saying that, I'm getting some, some insight on and news from the Hot Toys Wizard on what's going to happen. So there you go. Those are 3 figures that are locks for announcements this year. Anyway,
Can I add something to that super quick?
Go ahead.
Ooh.
Hey, listen, I saw, what was it? Yesterday, Crosshair was on the coming soon page on Sideshow, and he ain't there no more. So is it possible, brother Aries? Talk to me.
Is it possible that it's coming soon or it's off the table?
It's possible that it's coming soon, brother.
Yeah, Boston Collectors, again, if they went ahead and did that, I don't know, if they went ahead and did that like tonight or Monday morning, I would be extremely excited. That would not be the release that I would think would happen now. I have a suspicion, although I don't know how they're going to do it in the show. I don't want to see, like Leo's been saying, seeing things shoved in. Yeah, I think I have a plan of in my mind how Filoni and Favreau are going to execute some of this stuff. And I do think the final 2 episodes are probably going to be long episodes. I mean, they've had a couple of long ones. I'm thinking like possibly episode 1 of the Mandalorian season 2. And if they were able to do that, and it's basically like 3 episodes almost, combined into 2, I absolutely can see some of the stuff they want to go. So I'm kind of leaning towards long episodes. But Boston Collectors, I see it coming in the spring. That's when I see these coming. Yeah, I absolutely. But look, let's get to you, brother Cousins, on this. Thoughts on Ahsoka? I'm iffy on it. Kiko's onto something. He was saying the bearer of bad news. However, if this is already supposedly the rumor that these are stuck in the ports or they're sitting at the ports, and they've already got these out, and Hot Toys has said don't distribute them yet, maybe that would make it easy, even though they're going, on holiday. What say you?
Yeah, I think that would definitely make it easier, and I may disagree with Kiko on that. Because look at the whole Wonder Woman golden armor thing. They released that before our New Year's, and they knew things weren't shipping like that because of the holiday. They put out I believe they put out the pictures on the blog, and then if you went to Toys Wonderland put out something saying that it'll be shipping after the new year. So they may put out something like, here it is, it's out, guys, but it ain't going to ship until like maybe 2 weeks or something like that. I think we'll get something like that, and I think that will appease everybody just to know that it's around the corner. I hate to say what we're owed and everything, but I think we're all kind of owed that a little bit. So that would be nice if they do that, and I still think that's possible for them to do that. At the minimum, them do that. I think why we haven't seen her maybe having to do with this whole thing. I knew it was rumors back in January. We talked about, this may be possibly global release. And I think that's probably one of the reasons why this has been held up for so long, because they want this to be like, they try to do that thing working with Sideshow and everything, with Sideshow getting it, because that would be big for Sideshow. That would be big for the, everybody that wants this figure, if they're able to get it all at, everybody, gets it all at once. The fact that we haven't heard anything from, because I remember when Lando came out, people were getting like notifications from Sideshow saying like, hey, this thing's ready to go. That was like the big indicator, like, oh my God, Sideshow got it. And then we saw it pop up on the official Hot Toys Facebook page. And we haven't seen anything like that. So that also has me a little scared as well. But it is possible that they can release this on Sunday, but I don't think it won't be something that'll be shipping right away. It'll be like, hey guys, it's out. Here's the promo. Here's not the promo, but here's the actual final product pictures. It's going to be releasing in a couple weeks. We're going to be shipping it out in a couple weeks. Just know it's around the corner. We're good. I think it's going to be more like that. And I mean, I would be happy. That would appease me just to know that it is around the corner and that this dead silence and we don't know anything. I just think that's it's been kind of hurtful, honestly. I also agree with Leo that I do think it would be nice to get that damn base, that platform. That would be very nice, especially for the weight. And I think that will also add on to the anticipation, because some people are probably like, they're done with this. They're like, look, man, it's so close to the Mandalorian one. Shit, I'm just going to get that. Sorry. I'm just going to get that one, instead of not getting, getting this Clone Wars one. But that also has me thinking that we won't get Ahsoka at all. We may be getting that Luke, because then you drop that Luke. I'm sorry, not that Luke, but that Anakin. You drop that Anakin, and then you come with Ahsoka. It kind of
that's like 310. That's like 10 dozen carrots. It's like, please. So I'm gonna go to Will real quick here. Thank you, Big Dog Pound, with a $5 bomb. I feel the love between all these YouTube collectors. I love it, Aries. Hey, I love it too. It's like cheers in here, baby. It's like cheers on all of these guys' channels. And so gratified to have everybody in here tonight watching. Welcome to the Market Show Live here at 6 Scale Cantina. Come on. And thank you, Big Dog Pound. Will, maybe it's going to be something. Maybe they are going to dangle that carrot. And maybe what they're doing is they're going to focus more on what is extremely relevant right now, which I believe that the Clone Wars are, because they're selling so high, and they have been for months. But could this be where we may get something that is going to be this instead, because there may be some type of reference to this in over the next couple of episodes, and this is something that could be coming out. What say you?
Yeah. So I would say that overall, I'm kind of with Nico. I hate to be the Debbie Downer on this one, but I do feel like, that since we're so close to the new year for them, I do feel like we're to the point where probably nothing's getting released. So maybe we'll get an announcement, possibly, but I don't think anything's getting released this close to the new year. Brother Cousins, what he said, it's also maybe possible they're like, hey, it's done, it's technically out, it's just not shipping yet. I mean, that's possible, I guess, but I would still probably bet the other direction. I mean, not saying it's impossible, but I would probably say, like, I don't see anything like that coming. They might have already shut down some things already. They might have already been at least not preparing to shut down at a minimum, right? So, it's so close to the deadline that I think it would be kind of unlikely, in my opinion, for something like that to drop this quickly, whether it's an in-demand figure or not. And I think these two you're mentioning, Aries, are both, I think Ahsoka definitely so, but Jango, like, relatively moderately in-demand figure, and Ahsoka's a very high-demand figure from what I've seen. I remember when she got announced for pre-order, people were losing their shit. So, because that figure came out of nowhere and everyone went crazy for it. Yeah. People all over, collectors and otherwise, people were really excited about that figure. Who knows why it's been delayed that long? But like I said, Lael said we were having the same conversations about Pennywise all the time, right? He got delayed for like a year almost. So, these things, I guess, just happen, and there's no rhyme or reason to it, seemingly. It's possible there's a simultaneous release with Ahsoka, but I don't know, because I know Lael and I had talked about Sideshow updating their shipping prices, like, and that was maybe an indicator. But I was like, you never really know with them, because like there are some figures that are on pre-order that aren't coming out for like 2 years, and you can do that. So I mean, like, I've seen that happen before, where I've seen that. So it's kind of like maybe there's a correlation there, but it's thin, So I would say that overall, I don't think a release is likely, but after the new year, I think definitely Ahsoka's like one of the first ones up on the docket. She's got to be.
You know
her
what?
and Django.
Real quick, Will, to kind of echo what you're saying, and again, like I said, that's why my optimism is really tethered. Like it's really whatever. However, we have seen, and this is where I'm looking at it from this perspective as well. Say, for instance, tomorrow night, because it's like these companies, other companies, these distributors, they know well ahead of time before the announcement's made whether or not they're getting a figure. So they know, and sometimes in most cases, it might have already even hit their location. Like they already may have it and they're unpacking it, whatever. They're just saying, all right, let's get it unpacked and get it ready. So when the reveal or the release comes and they just put it out there that it's ready, they already have it ready to ship. That's happened before. I mean, that is so basically, like I said, and to say that is they could tomorrow night, they can as well just say, okay, boom, let's just put it out because we already have it ready. You know what I mean? And that could still be a release. Is that going to happen? Is it likely? I'm not saying it is, and don't quote me on that, but it is something that could happen. Also, just keep it in mind for people, if it doesn't happen, shout out to the Russian bot that just showed up. If it doesn't happen, I'm always call them out. But if it does not happen, keep this in mind, and we got to talk about this too eventually. Think of all the pre-orders that you basically have right now. Think of everything that you have listed that you haven't paid off yet, and just know that you have time to pay them off and get them out of the slate and get them ready, because after the new year, it's going to be a storm. And it's going to happen. And then people are going to be like, damn, this is coming. Damn, that's released. Oh, man, check. And then on top of that, you're going to be contacting Sideshow. Hey, can you push my till whatever?
Take
like
that
literally.
tax return, right.
Exactly. Can you push that
tax return?
Exactly. So that is going to actually happen. So right now, if these things don't get upset, and that's what I'm saying, you know what? If it's not released, I'm not going to get upset. Would I have wanted it? Yes. But I'm not going to get upset because it gives me time. Hell, within the past week, I've paid off 4 of my figures already. I have them already paid off, and that's what I've been focusing on. Paying off these figures so I don't have to. And I haven't been pre-ordering anything. I've been paying things off to get them out the way. So now I know, okay, I'm ready. Whenever it drops, I'm already prepared. I'm ready because I know that if nothing drops tomorrow or the next day, there's going to be a storm after this new year. So be prepared, like literally be prepared. Pay off your figures, get everything taken care of. Even if you can't, like just kind of trim the fat a little bit as much as you can. Pay on certain things. Do what you can, and then you're ahead of the curve because that's
time can be your friend a little bit.
Exactly. Time could be your friend. These next couple of months could be your friend. So take your time. Do what you got to do. So let's go.
Well, before we get to Boston Collectors, another shout out to Anthony, 6-scale Mafia in here. Look at this amazing panel. Over 200 watching. Please, that like button, gently, firmly, violently, whatever you're fancy, just do it. Listen, just don't spill your coffee on your on your keyboard, baby. Come on, don't spill it on the button. Listen, remember, Anthony, 6-scale Mafia is going to have his live show once this show ends. So you definitely want to jump on over to there. And did we get him? Do we have him at 1K subscribers yet? Come on, we got 200 in here. Go to 6-scale Mafia, hit it. Let's get him over to hump. Baby,
he's at 901 Aries, so he's under triple digits at this point.
What is it right
he's
now?
He's at 901 right now.
Let's go. Come on, we're 99. We're counting
away,
down, baby. Let's get to it. Let's get to it.
Come on, Russian bot, subscribe.
Come on, man. Get that. Hey, seriously, if you want to get your copy of that brother cousin's photo, you might even get an exclusive with baby oil. So just, I'm telling you, come on, do it now.
Damn, I'm in. I'm gonna create a separate account.
Do it now.
I need more.
It'll be the NFT version.
And my man, it's Popsick in the house. Only 120 likes. Deploy. He's saying deploy. Deploy the likes. Come on, hit the like button as well here at 6-scale Cantina. Good to have Popsick. Popsick, you must be at table 5. That's his, like, he reserves that table all the time because he likes to sit with Grogu. Yeah, we're gonna talk about him in a little bit. Come on. Absolutely crazy. All right, Boston Collectors, I'm going to go to you for the comment on this, and I'm going to flash it up. Is it possible? Because Will brings up some good points, so does Kiko, and but on the other side, Brother Cousins and Leon. But is it possible it's not going to be any type of release? But what we're looking at maybe tonight, what we're looking at, Boston Collectors, maybe tomorrow night especially, is more of an announcement, and an announcement that could maybe tie in to what may happen on Tatooine over the next couple of weeks on the book of Boba Fett. And I'm going to put this up on the screen because this has already been teased by Hot Toys, just like Koska Reeves, just like Axe Wolves. And you have to wonder whether it's going to be Boba Fett who goes to the town where he is the Marshal. And I love it that he's the Marshal, baby. And you all know what I'm talking about if you watched a couple of his shows, on television. Come on. But it could be him saying, you wore, it could be almost like some tension. You wore my uniform, my armor with honor. Or it could actually be, he's got a fast ship now, Din Djarin. He can jet real quick, say, hey, we need some muscle. Because at the end of the day, Boston Collectors, just like Koska Reeves and Axe, this has been teased. Could we be seeing this instead?
Instead of Ahsoka, Maul, Anakin, and everything that we should have seen, but Cobb Vanth. Wow, that's tough because it's something interesting to bring up, right? Because we already have that sort of that tattered Boba Fett armor, so it's nothing to replicate that. However, it's replicating the soft goods underneath, and then it's that portrait. I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna actually say no and stick to my guns and say that it's probably gonna be Ahsoka and Maul, possibly a double release. That's a lot though to kind of jam into this window before their new year. But like I believe that was Brother Cousins. Sorry if I'm getting that wrong. Somebody mentioned previously that Wonder Woman was announced, and that was during our new year. Yep. So they could just announce and say, well, we're just not getting it yet. I don't know how Clone Wars is received overseas versus us. Obviously, the panel loves Ahsoka. I've been watching Brother Cousins for who knows how long. Almost every video. Where's Ahsoka?
Where's Ahsoka, baby?
Almost every video. Like, you don't say it this time? Yep. Where's Ahsoka, man? And, Toys Wonderland teased it. It was rumblings about her being released, I believe, in November. And the shipping thing, I just kind of want to quickly debunk that. I have a shipping, what is it? I believe FedEx or UPS from Moff Gideon right now. And his expected date is so much further down the line this year. That's not happening. I don't think that that's a correlation with, oh, hey, Moff Gideon's releasing soon. I don't think that that's happening. I do think that Ahsoka and possibly Maul with a double release might happen, but I'm not going to say that it's going to happen within the next couple of days.
Very, very interesting perspective. But let me go to you, Will. Wouldn't it be maybe easier? I know we want I'm with Boston Collectors. I want Ahsoka, and I want her bad. I want her more than Jango, and I really want the Jango. I just want that figure. But because of the possible logistics, if this is not at the ports already, and the things they would have to manage logistically while they're away, is a simple announcement like they just did for Koska and Axe. Is it possible that we're going to get other ones like this that are teased because it's easy for them? They just got to say, hey, here it is. You could start your pre-orders. And by the way, we already heard from Disney, this character is going to show up in the next shows. So that's why we're putting it out. Is there a pattern here? Possibly. What say you?
Yeah, I think so. Boston Collectors makes some really good points there for sure, because I think this figure would be pretty easy for them to make. It's just a reuse of most of the stuff, like the soft goods and the armor, like you was saying. It's really just adding a Timothy Oliphant portrait. That's pretty much it. So, but if he shows up next week, and like Far From Death Star was saying, if he shows up rather this week on Book of Boba, and he has, a different outfit, then they could just make that one too. I mean, Cobb Vanth has already shown that he's pretty popular. So, I think that, they're going to make anything Mandalorian. Book of Boba is a little bit trickier because it's not quite as popular, at least thus far, as Mando has been. But anything under the Mandalorian brand, like I said, has a very good chance of getting made. I think this could easily be announced Sunday night or before the new year. This or Doc Ock. Those are probably the two that I think would make the most sense. I mean, we already got Green Goblin announced. Doc Ock could come anytime. It was shown in the photos, basically. So he and Cobb Vanth are really the two that I think would really make a lot of sense to me. I think no doubt about it. I would be absolutely shocked if this figure does not get made. If not this one, maybe they'll make a Cobb Vanth from Book of Boba with a different outfit. A Cobb Vanth will be made one way or another. He's too popular of a character, as you've seen. And like I said, always come back to Axe Wolves. If they're going to make Axe Wolves, they're going to make Cobb Vanth. So that's kind of the benchmark now for me. If they're going to make Axe Wolves, they're going to make this character, right? Because I always hold out hope for Corvus Glaive, even though it's never going to happen. But, I'm saying make an Axe Wolves, but not a Corvus Glaive. I mean, come on, guys. But, not that I don't hate, love Axe Wolves. I'm sure he's great. But nonetheless, I think Ares, Cobb Vanth could be announced before the break. I wouldn't be shocked to see at least something announced. One figure before the break for them. Then after that, we start hitting the ground running in March. But Lael is exactly right. It's hard because we're always on a kick to spend, in this hobby. Like sometimes we can get addicted to it where like if we don't buy something over the course of 3 to 4 weeks, we're like, oh, I want to buy something, right? Yeah. So it's hard to like fight against that. So we all struggle with that, I think, as collectors. But Lael's absolutely right. There is a storm coming. It's going to happen after March. So I'm trying to batten down the hatches in the same way. But like I said, put aside the tax return, put aside any money you have, and save up for that storm. Because those pre-orders are all going to hit like they did. Remember that week when we got like Short Trooper, Lando, Harley, like all that stuff was right around the same time, right? That's gonna happen again. Like, what if Ahsoka drops, and then, like you said, Boston, what if Moff Gideon just comes out of the blue, and then everything comes out over the course of 1 or 2 weeks, and then Bo-Katan drops, and then you're like, oh my god, like now I'm gonna
slow down.
like slow down. I love you guys, Hot Toys, but slow down on us. So that could all happen. After the new year, they'll hit the ground running, I'm sure, and then we'll get and they'll get new releases. There'll be Doc Ock, there'll be the other Spider-Man. Like, there's gonna be a lot coming at you. So I would just say, like I said, batten down the hatches because it's it's gonna get here quicker than we realize.
I'm telling you, and I think you're all on to something here. And brother Cousins, let me go to you because I really want that Ahsoka. If they gave us Django, I mean, we know she's coming. That would be great. But staying on this vein, where they gave us a couple of announcements, not releases, with Koska with Axe. Is it possible this Cobb Vanth, if possibly, we don't know, he shows up? Makes sense. On Tatooine, needs some muscle, relationship with Din Djarin, relationship with Boba, possibly. However, they had a mention of somewhere he was going to go visit next week. And there's a certain piece of the puzzle missing. And I've been calling this for a while. Could we be getting an announcement like this because we're going to see this again next week, possibly, or the week after? Is this something that they're planning? I know we're going to get it this year. But I'm trying to, what we're doing right now, brother Cousins, seeing if they're going to do anything before the Chinese New Year, is an announcement like this easier than a shipment?
Yeah, absolutely. That would be out of left field, and that would be exactly like Hot Toys to throw us a curveball. They're famous for that. So
they are
famous for that, and I mean that would kind of. I mean, I think we're all expecting a release. Or even, like I said, even that Cobb Vanth figure, just official, official announcement of that. But if they throw this out there, it's going to be the talk of the town. It's going to set the community on fire, and
possibly
that's very possible that this could happen. I mean, and I've been saying it for the longest. Give us a R2. If they have R2 come on the show with Grogu and we get that little, we get that little moment, and they give us a R2 and a C-3PO 2-pack. Curtains. They ain't got to say nothing.
No, I'd love for them
I
to do
wish.
that.
I will wait for Ahsoka for another month. Yes,
I would wait for her too if they
I
gave
would
me a
wait.
3PO and R2, especially from the OT. But Lael, I see you shaking
Lael's
your
shaking
head.
his
Go
head.
ahead, go, baby. Go, go.
3PO
Go,
is,
baby.
yeah. He's a pipe dream at this point, unfortunately.
Listen, I mean, everybody who's preying on this C-3PO thing, I mean, I'm not saying it's not going to happen, but it's not going to happen anytime soon. Like, literally, it's not. I mean, they're showing their hands. If anything, if there's going to be a 2-pack, I mean, like I said, we talked about this before. You know, there should have been a 2-pack between Luke and R2. Luke R2 with Grogu. That would have been a good fit, especially with the show, especially with the season finale of season 2. Again, you know, people, you know, are under the perception that we'll possibly see Mando visit, you know, Luke within the next 2 episodes. I personally don't think it's going to happen. And the reason why I don't think it's going to happen is because it's going to take away from the narrative that they're trying to. Now, here's the thing. Who knows? Because we never know. But I think that if they were smart, they wouldn't go that route. They wouldn't. They would not do that. So, again, I mean, I just think it would make sense to go the other route. And then on top of that, if they did something like this, they would set the internet on fire in possibly a negative way. Considering the simple fact that we
I know where you're going
so
with that.
many releases that we have, releases or things that we're waiting on, pre-orders that we're waiting on that we haven't actually gotten yet. Like literally, like if you do something like that, then on top of that, if they do this again, you're going to start hearing those voices of reissues and individuals who already have the diecast version, and they're like, wait a minute, you're going to reissue? That's going to be a discussion. So does Hot Toys want to create a negative space before the New Year's? Do they want to create that negative space when they're already on a high from releasing Koska and they see that everybody has gained faith in them to do so? I really don't think that they would. I mean, not to say that there's not going to be a re-release of R2. Would you say?
I think they would. I mean, because they like, well, we gave you, I mean, it's push and pull. It's like, hey, we gave you Koska Reeves. I mean, hey, what y'all gonna do? Y'all, we in your pocket now. We
I just
I
look.
think
I think
give us
that
Frog Lady if they gave us freaking Ahsoka. Go, Will.
I think that look, if they're gonna do it, it would be best for them to wait after the new year, wait for things to settle, get some of these orders out there, get some of the ones that we're waiting on, get those out there first, then kickstart that. I mean, if anything, now even with Cobb Vanth, I don't see a early reveal on him within the next couple of days. It'll probably be after the fact. Again, we don't know whether or not we're going to see him. If anything, keep in mind, rumor has it right now, and they said that this name showed up on IMDb. I don't know because I haven't actually checked, but they said right under the Book of Boba there was Han Solo. So just keep in mind that if they do because they did it with Luke, we talked about this as soon as if they did something like that, then we might actually see a release on Han, an upgraded version. So we could possibly see something like that if you want to think about it. But again, who knows? Because we don't know what they're doing right now. We have zero idea. So is this a matter of what space they choose to basically exist in? If they gave us this Han, or if they give us Han with I don't care, however you want to actually do it, that would definitely be interesting. I would actually want to see something like this happen. But I'm telling you again, brother cousins, I agree. We're going to get an R2. If they gave us an R, it would have been smart. If they were smart, they would actually give us R2 and C-3PO, and it would make so much sense.
Yeah.
It'd be the 2-pack of 2-packs, in my view.
Exactly. Give us a 2-pack, and that would be incredible. And of course, people would actually, just classic figures, you would drop that. And on top of that, OG nostalgia, you would actually drop that. But it's just, I don't know. Where we sit right now, anything's possible. Brother cousins, you might be right. Any of us might be right. We have no idea. Like, literally, we have no idea and can't. I don't know. We'll see how it actually goes down.
Yeah, it's real interesting indeed what they're going to do. I love, Lael, your your thought on possibly Han Solo, because I did hear the rumors. There's been strong rumors about Harrison Ford showing up in here. It's really crazy. Let's get into this a little bit, and Will, I don't know if I have this bookmarked. I don't. So we're just gonna fly with this one.
Let's do it.
Who can we possibly see in the next couple of episodes of the Book of Boba Fett? And I'm going to bring some stuff up because sometimes, and this will be controversial a little bit. This will be controversial. I'm going to go with you first, Brother Cousins, on this. I'm just going to play this for you, and you will know where I'm going. You probably saw the banner of this, right? Of this show before I put it out. And let me make sure I have this. Let me play this in silence. There'll be no music, just playing it. Okay, so here's where I'm going with this. I keep hearing the phrase, "You were left for dead on the sands of Tatooine." I keep hearing it, keep hearing it, keep hearing it. They're obviously promoting the Mandalorian season 3. They obviously probably want to promote the Obi-Wan series. And I'm just bringing up that they have been really, really close working with George Lucas. And for reasons I think we all know, wants to bring in Darth Maul and had plans to bring in Maul for the sequel trilogy, his version of it, with a version of Darth Talon. It was going to call her Darth Talon, but it was going to be a Sith Twi'lek like that with the tattoos. Look, all I'm saying is, all you saw there, close the eyes. You don't exactly know where he put the body. You don't know if that body went to where Mando brought Fennec. And I'm just going to be completely honest. He should have been dead the first time because he was cut in half.
Yeah, right.
The Emperor was evaporated by 30 million thousand degree. Boba Fett was eaten by a monster with all that acid, and how the heck you got out of in there. This almost seems like with Fennec, I could kind of believe it. You're dead. How many shows have we watched where it's like, oh, okay, you can resuscitate, I don't know. I'm just saying that would be a twist of twists. And if they bring up Obi-Wan, you're going to want to watch that series. It may seem a little far-fetched, or is it really, really far-fetched with what they have done in the past? Go.
It isn't. And the reason why, I don't know who I was talking to this week. I think I was talking to even one of my best friends, or maybe something that I saw. And I did a deep dive on some Mandalorian videos on YouTube. And it was something I heard about the armorer with her helmet and the thorns that are on top of her helmet having something to do with some type of connection to Darth Maul. Like she was like loyal to him.
Yeah.
And I can't remember all the, if I'm getting it wrong, somebody in the chat, please. Did anybody on the panel, did anybody else hear anything about that?
I heard that. Yep. I heard that.
Yeah,
She's
I've
possibly
heard that,
part of, I believe it's the Shadow Collective, right?
Yes.
I've heard rumblings of it. Yeah. That would be cool.
Yeah.
Really cool.
So it can be, that's a connection. So that we can be, I mean, that's, so it sounds far-fetched. It's like completely out of left field, but I really
we keep talking about Brother Cousins. We keep talking about Han. We keep talking about Mace. We keep talking about this one and that one and this one. And I kept looking. And I kept thinking. And I kept thinking. And I kept thinking. And I kept seeing what Lucas wanted, what he wanted. And I'm like, it would be real interesting. And especially if they can somehow, I don't know if they'd flash forward. I think there's a year difference with the Kenobi series, but it's still so darn close where I could see them putting this in there, because all we're talking about is the Vader Kenobi rematch, the rematch.
Yep.
I'd love to see Maul in there somehow. But listen, with all this Crimson Dawn stuff, we're talking about Qi'ra and I'd love to see her. I'm not going to be shocked if they drop this on us.
I think it'll throw like the average viewer kind of off. They're like, how does this fit in? How does it go in? But I think for all the people that do deep dives, I definitely think that this can be something. It's possible. I mean,
Boba's death is more implausible than this. Just seems very plausible to me because it seems like I've seen people resuscitated. I haven't seen anybody come out from being eaten by Godzilla. like Boba. I'm just being honest.
That's a great point.
I don't know. Could this be a left field thing, Boston collectors?
Listen, man, I love Maul, and before I even continue, it hurts to see Maul so low in the secondary market. Both figures are amazing, and again, I'm a huge Darth Maul fan. But Hulk88 says something in the chat. He said, "You see Maul shipping the credits in the last episode of Boba." And it's like, as much as I would love for that to be Maul, it could also be Qi'ra who's running Crimson Dawn, right? But I would absolutely scream here in Boston. Everybody will hear it. It's Maul. I would be so happy. But is it far-fetched? A little bit. I do think that the end, I believe that was the end of Rebels, and him sort of laying Maul to rest. It was, as much as I hated to see Maul's story come to an end, it was also like, this is the end of this chapter, but they could have done so much more with Maul's character, I feel. But what more could they have done? I know he's got Crimson Dawn going, but his goal was to find Obi-Wan and kill him, and he lost. So I wouldn't be mad if they stopped the story there.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting, and I see some of the comments in here. Blackbird Tech says, Lael, Maul needs to stay dead. It was befitting for him to die at the hands of Kenobi. Look, it was befitting for him to die at the hands of Kenobi in the Phantom Menace, baby. That's my point here. They brought back the Emperor, which is completely ridiculous. I don't think that this is ridiculous, Lael. I could actually see them doing this, especially with all the Crimson Dawn stuff, the armor and stuff, and Luke is saying, "I want the guy back."
Okay, so I'm gonna play. I'm gonna
dramatic pause.
I'm gonna play one of Will's. I'm gonna use Will's thing here and be the bearer of bad news here. In this
you're gonna follow up on Kiko.
Yeah, I don't think this is going to happen. The reason why is because it would be a disservice for everything that they accomplished with that episode with Obi-Wan. And the reason why I say that is because what he said verbatim is, he the one. Yes, he's the one. So basically, that was a plot point for progression of not just Obi-Wan's character, but for his story with Luke, and what he was there for, his purpose for watching over Luke. For them to go back on that, knowing what we're actually getting with the Obi-Wan series, I think that would be a little bit too much, and I think that the fans would, you don't want to take the fans out of it. Like right now, Star Wars is already divisive. It's divisive in so many different ways. The focus right now is going to be on Anakin, and because you got to remember, we have Anakin. We don't just have Anakin. We have the Inquisitors that are going to also show up in the book of in Obi-Wan. So there's a lot that goes on with this, and who knows? Canon has been completely changed. We already know that. We could even actually see Asajj Ventress. You never know. So I would rather see something like that. As much as I love Maul, as much as I am completely in on seeing another story of Maul, I just don't want to see it in this context, because I'm like, you know what? I don't want them to take that moment away from Kenobi. That was his moment. And the thing is, he needed to die at the hands, and that's why Kenobi said he's hard to kill. But at that particular point, he died fittingly because at that time, they made peace with each other. No longer did Obi-Wan look at him as an adversary or as an enemy. He looked at him as a friend, because he was like, you know what? I'm going to give you your fitting end. Because if the tragedy of Maul is pain, anger and pain, sadness at the simple fact that he lost his brother, anger for the simple fact that he's betrayed by the Emperor. And then on top of that, he was furied and he was fueled by revenge. The thing is, he hated the Empire just as much as the rebels did. You know what I mean? So it was a vice point. It was something that he needed. But at the same time, he was also fueled by anger at Obi-Wan for not only the fight and what happened between them, but also for not getting the job done the first time. You know what I mean? So now we're going to see this. It was a fitting end for him. We need that progression. I don't want to see that moving forward. I don't want to see them take that moment. As much as I love Maul, I don't want to see them take that moment away from Obi-Wan. Now we basically need to see progression. I'd much rather basically make that space for some Inquisitors, because I've been wanting a 1/6 scale Inquisitor for the longest
Second
time.
sister.
And we
Trilla.
are getting it.
Please.
We are about to get it on some real ish. We are about to get those Inquisitors. I already know. So yeah, I have every Maul so far. I love Maul as a character, but I think for me, I made peace with it because it was a fitting death for Maul. He died the way he was supposed to at the hands of someone. The only other person I can see taking him out was Obi-Wan, and I wanted something like that to happen, and I was cool with it. We already seen how much of a boss he was without the saber in Clone Wars, the final season. Without the saber, he did everything. He damaged without a saber. That's how powerful he was with the Force and how aligned he was with the dark side of the Force. But at the same time, it was a fitting ending that we actually saw in Rebels, and I was happy with that. So yeah, I'm much rather to make peace with that, and then we can basically move forward and make room for everything else that's to come. And that way we don't divide the fans in the Star Wars universe any further, because I don't want to see the division anymore. I want to see patchwork. I want us to sew up those wounds, move forward, and be happy about what's to come.
I totally, that very, very well said, Lale.
Yes.
And let me put this in before I go to Will. And also remind everybody in here, we got 170 in here watching. At 8:30, the 6 Scale Mafia is going to have his live show. You're going to want to go right in there. I'll be ending before, way before then. We're going to be ending this here in just a little bit, in about 10 minutes or so, or a little sooner. But anyway, getting to the last stages here. Carlos 199 says, Will, plot twist. Jyn Erso is on the finale. Look, I'm really expecting, Maul was something that I thought about. Lale brings up some good points on why they shouldn't do that. And I guess I keep going full circle. It looks like it's going to be the Han rumors are strong. There's not strong Maul rumors. The Mace rumors are strong. Probably going to see something like that, possibly a Cad Bane. But what about a different twist out of left field no one's talking about? Like Jyn Erso. What do you think? Yell at you answer this chat.
Yeah. I don't think so. I think Jyn Erso exploded. So I think, but you're really a really good point from you and Leal both areas. Like, I think Star Wars obviously has the tendency to do these things. Like, they have a tendency to take a character that's clearly intended to be dead and say, oh no, they're alive. So, and the problem is just, my thing is, I'm with Leal on this one, because I love Darth Maul. I mean, I have 2 of the Phantom Menace Darth Maul. I mean, I love it. So that's one of my favorite figures. And I have an art print of Darth Maul. I have a premium format statue of Darth Maul. I have a lot of Darth Maul stuff, right? So he's one of my favorite characters in Star Wars, no doubt about it. I think he has the look. He has the badass fight style. He's a very compelling character. So if I were going to get back into Clone Wars or Rebels, it would be because of him, really. So that's for sure one. But that's why I'm conflicted on these things, because I do want to see Darth Maul more, but at the same time, like what you guys are saying, I've seen that scene where Obi-Wan kills him, and I know how powerful and impactful that was. So you don't want to undercut that. Like, you can't cheapen death. That's my point, because every time you start cheapening death, it doesn't matter anymore. It becomes inconsequential in the story. So like, every time a character dies, it's like,
that's the word I was looking for.
Yeah, inconsequential. There you go.
And Will, hold your thought for a second. I'm going to let you continue. I just wanted to address. I got Qi'ra and Jyn Erso mixed up in my head for a second. So I was actually asking you serious on Jyn Erso, but I was thinking it was Qi'ra. What Popsic is saying here. That's what I meant to say. Listen, Qi'ra, could Jyn Erso show up? Sure. Maybe Captain Kirk beamed her up. As it was blowing up, and she energized, And there, of course, she's not going to show up. But Qi'ra is possible. But go ahead, Will.
Yeah, Qi'ra is possible for sure. I mean, they set that up clearly in Solo. You know, they could definitely pull that card. The question is, I'm guessing I can't remember when does Solo take place, because I'm wondering if Han Solo shows up in this one. This is after Return of the Jedi, Book of Boba, obviously. But the Solo film, when was that? Do you guys remember when that is the time? Are we going to get Alden Ehrenreich, or are we going to get?
That was right around the Obi-Wan series that's coming.
Yeah. So this is after. This is, you got to keep in mind that all of this is taking place right now is after Jedi.
5 years after Jedi.
But when did Solo take place? The film
Solo took place before New Hope, right after.
Right around,
yeah. It was right before, and that was also right before Rogue One.
Yeah, because most of my question is, because if you bring back Harrison Ford, you obviously have to do what you did to Mark Hamill and CGI his face, right?
Yes,
so
that is the rumor.
But so that's kind of the dilemma. Or do you just use Alden Ehrenreich and just like use him and throw him in there and say, okay, like he's a little bit older now. I mean, like, why not just throw him in there?
Well, they should use him in the Kenobi series, right? Right, Leo?
Yeah.
Can I say something real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Go,
crazy. I was just thinking about this. What would be real crazy? What if? And this is a big if. I'm not saying that this is going to happen, but what if we do get Harrison Ford, but we get an aged Qi'ra, and they show up and see each other and meet each other for the first time after everything that has happened? Because you got to keep in mind, Qi'ra is closely related, and she works closely with, because she has an agreement with the Pyke Syndicate. We've already shown that they've worked together before, and they have more vested in it. So she has to protect her investment, whereas Han may become, literally, I'm telling you, these things, if something like that would happen,
that would be
I'd be
freaking
all
epic.
in for it, and I could just move forward.
Yeah.
I would move forward from that, because that's more likely, and that's more of a likely scenario. Now, again, I say that, and that would be dope. Would I want to see Han Solo in this series? Absolutely not. I would be fine if they just develop Boba's story, because right now we have 2 episodes left. We need to stick the landing with this character, because right now he looks like a biatch, and we need to change that. Like, literally, we need to change it.
Let me play this for you. Here, this is for you, Leo.
I'm Boba Fett. I'm here to see the mayor.
Boba Fett. Do you have an appointment?
Come on, man. See, that's what I'm saying.
Isn't it kind of sad that the best episode in the season was not even with Boba? Like,
that's what I'm saying.
It's like so sad. I've never seen that from a show. Like this episode with Mando. No spoilers, but like it's totally out of left field, and it's the best episode in the show so far.
I call it the Book of Mando.
Right. I mean, it's hilarious. But I think, to answer your question more thoroughly, I think Cad Bane is most likely.
Yeah.
I think Cad Bane is probably the one that you're probably going to see. You know, and if anything, you could still see Han Solo too, but I think they're going to throw some characters at the screen, and just, you know, for the diehards, you might even see Bossk. Who knows? You might. I thought from before the show started he was definitely going to show up, and now I'm starting to lose hope on that. Yeah. So I'm losing hope on that, but maybe Bossk shows up. Maybe it's Cad Bane. It could be Han Solo. It could be all 3. So, I mean, you know, but there's going to be some crazy, I mean, like Lael said, they have to stick these last 2 episodes because it's been such a mixed bag of a show so far. Like, Boba has shot his blaster like hardly at all. Like, it's, you know, Mando comes in and he's cutting people in half, and it's way better. Like, it's like in 1 episode. It's, you know, it's, so they got to definitely right the ship on this one.
Yeah. So listen, look, we got 180 in here. Have you hit the like button yet, baby? Listen, come on, and please subscribe to 6 Scale Cantina if you haven't. If you're watching, just hit the subscribe button right there on the channel as you're watching. Hit the like button. Thank you so much. Going to let everybody here talk about their shows in just a second. But remember, you got to go to 6 Scale Mafia once this is over. He's going to start at 8:30. Check him out tonight. Will, you're on that show, right? Some of you guys are on the show.
Me and brother cousins, yeah.
All right, let's go, baby. But listen, before I do, I want to play this 30-second clip. How many of you, raise your hand, know Desi from Metamorphic Customs?
Oh, that man is a creative genius.
Yes. Awesome.
So this is what I'm going to show you. He just put out a video. You have to check it out on his channel. He's actually going to, is it possible he'll pop in on Monday live and raw at the end to talk about it? But let me play this clip a little bit. He actually made this for me and put up the video this morning. Let me just show this 30-second thing. Wrong one. I don't want to show that again. I don't. Where's the other one?
I think I know what you're talking about, though.
Here we go. Here we go.
Yeah, that lighting is everything. That's beautiful, man.
Yeah, I need one.
Definitely need one. Definitely
need one. Desi, I need
He's
one.
amazing, man.
Man.
I gave him guys a recipe on that. I said, listen, this is what I wanted. You know, he was actually taking time going over some scenes with me from the Phantom Menace. I love the Phantom Menace. I love that lightsaber duel with Qui-Gon, Kenobi, and Darth Maul. It's still my favorite ever. And he did such a great job. So listen, I spilled my coffee not just once, not just twice, but now 3 times this week, baby. So listen, make sure. Look, he does amazing work. I can't wait to get that for my DX16 display. Check him out. I have the link to Desi Metamorphic Customs along with everybody in here in the video description. Yeah. And the same thing with everybody in here, also at 6scalecantina.com. More to come on Monday for sure. But man, this has been a fun show. You're gonna hop on over to see Anthony at Six Scale Mafia. We got to get him to 1,000 tonight. But listen, Boston Collectors, been great having you in here. Listen, tell us what's going on at Boston Collectors. Can't wait to have you in here again, brother. But what's going on your channel?
First things first, man. I appreciate, y'all having me. This is it's been beautiful, man. It's great to just sit here with fellow collectors and, dare I say nerds, if that don't offend nobody.
I don't know. That's my middle name. That's my middle name.
Hey,
middle name.
So it's been beautiful, man. Also love the way you all, the back and forth, and it genuinely feel like a conversation. You know what I'm saying? It's not like a one-up thing, or it don't feel clicky. It's a beautiful thing. So I love it, man. As for me, the latest video, the unboxing and review, was released not too long ago for Captain Rex. So if y'all are trying to get a reason for that, feel free to run those views up if you want. I got a couple figures coming in soon from Sideshow. I'll do the same thing. We try to separate ourselves from a lot of it's a lot more production value that go into the unboxing and review. So if that's something you're interested in, feel free to check us out. The wife and I, she works behind the scenes. We always bounce ideas back and forth, trying to figure out what to do.
That's what's up.
Yeah, she got me into this. So she the reason, my
Nice.
That's what I'm saying.
Shout out to the women, bro. They always do it,
collectors, man.
Hey, word.
My baby keeps me in, bro. So definitely.
Oh, for real?
Yes.
Hey,
she got me into it.
That's the
bro.
queen right there. So.
Yeah, she's the one. If it wasn't for her, there wouldn't have been a 1/6 scale channel at all.
Wow.
Literally.
It's amazing.
So yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Shout out my baby out there. She's in the chat there talking and everything.
Yes.
She's into horror and everything. So yeah, she was looking for Pennywise too. It's just she wasn't as vocal.
Speaking Will's language.
Hell yeah.
Hey, you might be nickel-wise.
My respect just went up for her through the roof, bro.
Nickel-wise.
I got it right up there. You're like, oh, Nickel-wise.
Very nice.
That's what's going on with us, man. I appreciate you.
Yeah.
Well, I can't wait to have you back in here again, my man. Thank you so much. It was great having you here. Great. I'm just loving it. Loving this community. Leo, man, we've been doing a lot lately. I'm so looking forward to a big week next week and just a big year. Love having you in here, brother.
Yeah, definitely, man. I mean, great, man. I look, I've always said about this community is it's a place where we can sit back, relax. We don't have to think about the real world. You know what I mean? Literally, we can actually come here and, just kind of just socialize. And the thing is like with our collections, it is the real world for us. Like literally, because we invest so much in it. It's art. It's an art form. You know what I mean? It's nothing, we don't have to apologize. Unapologetically moving forward with our collections and just meeting people, socializing, talking about these things, sharing ideas with people in chats, bouncing on each other's channels like a brotherhood. Like, it is a solid brotherhood because, like I said, we don't look at it as a competition. We look at it as a movement. Like I said, and we've created that space where there's a movement. If there's someone else that needs it, like, I appreciate the simple fact that we can talk about, Six Scale Mafia and how, we need to actually get him, to that 1,000 mark, or that subscriber mark. We do that for each other, and that's what I think we should. It shouldn't be backbiting. It shouldn't be, any talk about hatred towards anybody or what they're doing, or not having a space to, whether you want to stream, whether you want to put out content. It should be a space where, we just celebrate each other's progression and what they do. You know what I mean? Boston Cousins. I mean, Boston Cousins. Boston Collective. I just mixed that.
Great name, that's great.
It's a juxtaposition. Close name. Boston Cousins. That's decent. Boston Collectors, man. I would love to actually have you on Wednesday's show if you want to actually drop by and bring some of you. We can queue up some of your photos. And talk about some of your pieces live, bro, and just get like inspiration for you, man. I would love to have that. You're more than welcome. If you do, let me know, and I got you.
That's thank you.
You know what I mean? Will, of course, will be on the show. Now, this week, man, he may or may not actually have him. Just letting anybody know, he may or may not have a segment. He'll let me know, and then I'll let you know.
It's so hard to say, man.
It's hard to say, but when he gets there, he gets it. So there's no pressure. True. We'll have one. If it's not this week, it might be the week after. It might be after Chinese New Year's. You never know.
Chinese New Year's.
It's just mainly how it'd be.
Still got to come up with a topic.
And you know what? I can't. Of course, I can't have a Wednesday show rounded out without some space pimpish on there. So we will have the space pimp on there. So it'll be an interesting conversation. Aries,
baby lotions.
Exactly, with the baby lotion. We know Aries, I'll probably be jumping on your show sometime this week. I know you said that you're going to be queued up for next week's finale, the week after this, the finale of the Book of Boba. So we got that coming, right?
Absolutely.
Uncivilized.
Count me out. Count me in for Uncivilized for the finale week. And look, if they drop something, or
if they drop something
I
this
can come
week
on your show and say what. Let me know.
Let's go. Like that's what I'm talking about. We can bounce over there and continue the conversation because that's what it's all about. When people say, "Are you do you think that you get overwhelmed with doing this?" No, because it's fun for me. It's not like work. I can sit up here and talk about this for hours and hours because it's fun to talk about these things. And on top of that, we have the support of everybody out there in the chat. They love it. We love you guys. I mean, it feels good because outside of this, who else do we have to talk to about it but our significant others? We don't have too many people on this particular level because it may become a boring conversation for them, but for us, we enjoy it. We've, again, it's a brotherhood. We haven't seen each other in person, but it's just like we know each other like that. You know what I mean? And I consider it's just like a family. So, yeah, man, if you haven't already, subscribe to the 16 Scale Man YouTube channel, Instagram, also Twitter. I don't really do much on Twitter because everything that I do on my Facebook page or my Instagram page automatically goes there, so I don't really have to worry about it. But still, I mean, subscribe. Why not? Again, subscribe to everybody's channel on this, on the panel right now, because this is just great content, unique content, and that's what I love about it. Like Will has unique content, Brother Cousins has unique content, Boston Collectors, you definitely have some crazy, insane content. Thank you. Aries has some crazy. Aries, you've created a space for all of us to actually come on and talk about these things. I mean. A year ago, this cat, I've only been doing this live streaming now for about a year now, almost a year?
Yeah, because we started, about a year.
About a year ago. So basically, I've only been doing this now for about a year. I had no idea that I was actually going to do this and that people would even watch or want to know what I had going on. And to see this and it grows this way, man, like I'm so happy. And it's a privilege to be in this space. It's really an experience. It's a blessing. It's an emotional experience. It's a movement, and I love it. I welcome this. It's everything that I could possibly want. So yeah, like just continue going forward, man. And yeah, see y'all guys next week. Let's go.
Yeah, I feel the same way, and very, very well said, Lael. And make sure you all subscribe to 16 Scale Man. Lael from 16 Scale Man, and Will, what's going on before you and Brother Cousins hop on and Anthony starts his show? What's going on Will Foxification?
Dude, Thanks for having so much for having me, Aries, as always, man. Always appreciate being here, talking some crazy theories. Is it possible? Productions, all that good stuff, man. It's always a blast coming on. But yeah, so I just actually released a Darth Revan review from XM Studios today, so that's up. So if anyone wants to go see that, it's quarter scale. Just came out. That's some really cool swap out parts, actually. So layout, I think I'm starting to come around to what you were thinking. I know you said you like the force hand a little bit more. I think I'm starting to come around to that. Bro. But like I kind of in the video I like both. I swapped them back and forth.
It's hard, right?
Yeah. So
get another
one. Looking at that statue, it's great.
Get another one.
Nah, bro. If anything, I would get Malik, but I don't think so. Like I said, I'm saving that tax return. I'm putting it aside. So I filed my taxes yesterday. I got a return coming back. I'm gonna put that money aside.
Hey.
There you go.
So, yeah. So, but guys, so I have collectors mingle every Sunday. Obviously, I got to get Boston's collectors on there sometime. Whenever he's free. So I got to get him on there if he's willing. Yeah, that's every Sunday. So that'll be tomorrow at 8. Not sure who the panel is yet because I always figured out the day of. I know Lael's always there, so he's always my my foundation, my rock.
You're gonna kick me off. You ain't kicking me off.
Exactly. I'll kick you off. Send me your revenue, and we're good off too. And then I'll look back on. So we got that, and then of course I'm gonna be on 6 Mafias tonight in about 5 minutes. That's on there. We do the gaming streams on my channel. We still got to get Leo on for those.
I'm ready. It's just that I got to get off these live streams so much, which won't happen. But I mean, just I'm ready. That's
yeah. So and we did Call of Duty last night. So that was really quite crazy actually.
It was funny.
So if you want to watch that, well, because like what we did, we had Carlos's nephew who's 11 and he was playing with us, and we put everyone against him. So I don't know if that's child abuse, but we did put him on the other side of the team. But so we got all that, and then we got a bunch of other stuff coming. I'm gonna do more movie reviews coming up, so those are coming up in the near future. It's been so hard to get to the theater lately, but yes, and if you have not watched Ozark, please go watch it because it is really, really good. I just want to give a shout out to that show. Guys, seriously, especially if you like Breaking Bad, go watch Ozark. It's really good.
Man.
On Netflix.
Listen, subscribe to Will Foxification. Come on, baby. Is it possible that I have his and everybody's in here links to their channels within the video description? And I say yes. Last but not least, Brother Cousins, what's going on your channel, baby?
Space Pound. Aries, once again, man, thank you so much for the invite. I love hanging. I love hanging with you guys. I look at all you guys like brothers. I know. So I don't think we've never met in person, but I feel like I've known you guys like forever. Man, it's amazing. Boston Collectors. I'm doing Best of the Best on Wednesday. You're more than welcome to join that panel. Just let me know. I'll be reaching out. Matter of fact, I think I want to hijack this whole panel. I'm famous for doing that because I'm so you are welcome.
Definitely.
On Thursday. Also, I got somebody, the winner of the I Want Rex contest, Joey Salvano. I talked to him last night. I'm going to be sending his Rex on Monday, sending it out to him. I'm also going to have him join the panel on Best of the Best on Thursday. So we're going to get to talk to him, get to, have him join in. The more the merrier.
Congrats on that win.
Awesome. Absolutely. First, it took me a while to find him. I was like, oh my God, I hope I can find him. I'm just sitting on it, sitting on it for a couple of days. I don't want people to think I'm a fraud and just pass it to one of my friends or something. But no, he's cool. He's got it. I'm going to be sending it to him. So like I said, he's going to be on the show on Thursday. Also got a collection tour. I've been sitting on that video for a minute because stuff has been moving in.
Oh, I forgot. Release that, bro. Come on.
Yeah, it's been moving in and moving out.
Release that.
I'm going to be dropping that pretty soon. Really, yes, absolutely. And me and Will about to be on Mr. Mafia's channel, so definitely it's going to be good tonight.
Shout out to JB real quick though. JB Collectors.
JB
wanted to show them some love too because I did see that they said, "Dang, we want love too." Yes, definitely. I mean, if you haven't subscribe to them too. Definitely because they got some great content. I want them. I want to get them on the show as well. So yeah, shout out to everybody who's a content creator. Come on, subscribe, man.
There's one thing I forgot, Aries, if I can, real quick.
No, please go ahead.
Yeah, so there's one other thing I forgot. Finally, my Prime 1 Sauron from Lord of the Rings is coming. He's going to be here Tuesday, supposedly. But there's a blizzard, so who knows? But FedEx, he's been on a boat somewhere in the ocean for like 12 weeks. Now he finally has arrived, and he's like, okay, he's coming Tuesday in 2 boxes. So I'm going to do an unboxing, but I think I'm not going to unbox the full thing because I'm going to look like an idiot because it's going to take me like 2 hours to put together because it's a lot. So I'm probably going to put most of it together and then do a live unboxing with Leo, hopefully, and some others, whoever wants to come, really. And then put the rest of it together so I can look smart. And then put it together live on camera.
Let's go.
So it's going to take a lot longer otherwise.
Let's go.
Can't wait to see it.
Yeah, thanks, man. It's massive. It's like 40-some inches tall.
So also, anybody out there, if you have that Paz Vizsla, keep your hands on it, and I hope you didn't get rid of it because it's a beast.
Yeah.
It is a beast.
Yeah, it's true.
It is a beast.
He's now hot again.
Straight up. We don't want to rehash from the Night of 1,000 Tears from people who let that go. Like, it is a beast. Come on, man.
Yep. Maybe we'll get another version. Who knows?
Possibly.
It's
possibly with the shield. With the shield.
Well, yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. You could put him with the shield. Yeah.
Yeah.
Give him some new accessories.
Yeah, definitely. That's a beautiful.
Beautiful.
So glad I had it.
That
So
figure is so bad.
Yeah.
I almost had it.
Beautiful figure, man.
Listen. I almost had that. And this is the last thing. I know we running a little late. I almost had that from a local seller this week. I was 10 minutes late on it.
Oh,
I drove. He was like, I got 3 people on the way to come get it. Whoever gets it, gets to me first, it's theirs.
Because he probably comes speeding through the intersection, rolling,
exactly. Yep.
rolling through stop signs.
Yep. And he was like, "Dude, it's gone." I was like, "No."
He's a beast.
We could keep going, but listen, you got a minute to get to Anthony. So listen, look, I'm all out of coffee. The last one who's getting anything, I've got like half a cup left. Goes to this guy. Cantina is drained. Listen, and I'll end it like this. I don't always buy coffee out, but what I do, I buy from 6 Scale Cantina. Stay thirsty, my friends.
Peace.
Peace.